Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Guys, welcome to episode 140 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know this guy over here.
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
On the other end is... And we are...
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Made it 140 episodes in.
140.
You're giggling, Dave. Why are you giggling?
Just the wild shit that we talk about before this shit actually starts recording, bro. It fucks me up. Wild.
Oh, yeah. This gets a little crazy. It's gonna. It's probably gonna be a very good paid service at some point soon.
One day.
One day.
Well, when we launch our memberships, our members will get to hear all that wild shit.
Yo.
It's and we talk for like at least a good
half hour. I would say. We go too long sometimes before.
Yeah, and we're recording the entire time. It just doesn't make the show. Sometimes we get the like a snippet in the beginning of some shit.
That's a little something wild.
A little bit of something.
Yeah,
but we can't get in depth with it on the podcast for sure. But you know what? For our members, our paid listeners, we might let that shit fly.
Even that might be a stretch.
If you're down to pay for us,
pay, that's fair. That's fair.
You get it raw.
Actual bread.
You get it raw.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're down to pay for it, then
don't judge us.
You
it's different.
I mean, if you're down to pay for it, you don't judge us already.
That's true.
Yeah. And if you're down to pay for it, you're not trying to incriminate us.
You
never know.
You better not be. Nothing really to be incriminated for.
No, damn. What the fuck y'all be talking about before I get on?
Shit.
Don't worry about that.
Just like, what time you think he about to show up? 45 minutes late? Half hour late? My money's on the over.
Word.
Yeah, it's always that's
always the over.
Always the over with Johnny.
Yo.
What's up?
But yeah, 140 episodes is what I was saying. Like, damn, we're already halfway to that 200. For some reason it felt
close
like it was a milestone.
To the 200.
Yeah, close to halfway to 200, but you gotta start thinking about what we're gonna do for that 200.
Wait. Halfway to 200 would be 100.
Well, yes, we discussed this last
time. Over halfway.
You know what I'm talking about.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Halfway to the halfway.
Oh.
Halfway to the halfway.
Only because you gotta start thinking about like what we would want to. I really fucked with the hot wings thing.
Yeah, the hot ones was dope.
Hot ones was dope.
I like that too.
Hot ones was dope. Unless we find another dope ass game show that we could possibly emulate,
or we could
for ourselves.
Mix in with the hot ones.
Ooh, I like that.
What if it was hot ones and drink champs? We got to combine them shits. We got to be drinking and we got to be eating hot ass.
I mean, we
we
were
already
drinking
did that.
But I mean, we weren't going too hard. Were
we
drinking? I don't even remember.
We were. I mean, we drink what we normally drink.
Okay,
normally
normal
drink,
drinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't like we were bringing
hot
out
ones power
yeah,
hour.
No, and hot ones power hour. There you go. This is going to be crazy.
That'd be wild.
That would be
crazy.
Yeah, that would be wild. We all got to be in studio
hot ones
again.
Power hour.
We all got to be in studio again.
For
I don't
sure.
know if that'll be.
Yeah, that probably
once we hit 200.
have to fly Dave back in.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see how that works out.
We'll figure out something dope for 200.
Some shit will happen.
We got time.
Word. Yeah. So let's get this going.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's fucking do it.
All right, we got a simple one up, guys. First, we're gonna do another marry, fuck, kill.
Oh,
but it's gonna be a little bit different.
oh.
So
not so gay.
Not at all. Marry, fuck, kill. Nut tap. Dead leg. Getting the wind knocked out of you.
Oh, fuck.
All three suck. We can admit that up front. But we got to marry one, fuck
What is
one,
it? Nut-
and kill one.
nut tap?
Nut tap, dead leg, getting the wind knocked out of you. And if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, that is a terrifying feeling for about 5 seconds where
I
you're
have
like,
not,
am I
so-
going to die? You've never had the wind knocked out of you?
No,
Never.
no, never.
Damn. I've had
That's
it happen
crazy.
so many times.
Bro, you didn't play a lot of sports when you were younger?
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
So
What the fuck is dead leg?
You know, like if you've ever been punched in that very specific spot on your leg where like it just almost goes numb, where like you
not a
can't
Charlie
even
horse.
walk. No, it's kind of like, think of it like a Charlie horse, where it just it almost like locks up, where you're like, oh shit, like you can't really do anything with it.
but in your quads.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like a little spot above in the quad, bottom quad, above the knee, where like if you get an elbow there or something, like it's just
I would have to marry dead leg.
You're gonna marry dead leg.
I'm gonna marry dead leg, and I'm gonna have to fuck the nut tap.
That just sounds funny.
Yeah, and
Episode title:
and
Fuck
kill
the nut tap.
and kill getting
the wind knocked out of you?
because that just sounds like a nut tap. It sucks. I mean, they all suck, but still, getting the wind knocked out of you, I don't want that. I don't want it.
You see, I feel like I have to kill the nut tap
Okay.
because when you get that little stomach ache that sort of like gets worse as time
guess
goes
it's
on.
never
if you just
happened to
get
me either, really.
You've never been nut tapped before? You've never had like hit your sack on accident? Nothing?
I mean,
like,
yeah. I mean,
and you just like, it feels weird. Like I hate this feeling.
yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But to me, I feel like getting the wind knocked out of you would suck more.
But you've never had the wind knocked out of you.
No.
You don't,
You've
it
even
do- no,
you
it
just,
does-
your
it does
imagination,
sound-
even explained.
But nut taps, bro.
in
Like you
my-
have nuts. You know what that feels like to get hit in your nuts.
That is a physical pain.
Yes.
That will subside, but you trying to like gasp for air and you cannot.
It is terrifying
It's a
for about
different-
5 seconds, but once you get that breath back after, we're like, it's okay. But the nut tap can sort of escalate into just worse than it felt
It can all escalate into worse.
Johnny, what do you got?
I think I'll marry the dead leg because I don't know what the fuck that is, and I
Okay.
don't
And it
think
doesn't
I've
sound.
ever-
It doesn't sound
doesn't
terrible.
sound that
Not as
bad.
bad.
If it's just
I'll
a
give
little
you a
bit
dead
worse
leg.
than a Charlie
Next
horse.
time I see you,
No, I'm good on that.
you re-rank them.
I'll fuck the wind knock and I'll kill the nut tap because
Kill the nut tap.
I've had both
'Cause
of
that's-
those more than enough times to know which one I hate more. And
Would
it's
your homies-
definitely the nut tap.
Would your homies tap your nuts?
That's
Give you
not.
the nut tap?
It's
Is
not a
that-
hood game, yo.
Depends on what you call homies.
If you were hanging out with white dudes, would they tap your
Yeah,
nuts?
white dudes. That's the
white
thing.
dudes.
In the hood,
It is. It is.
it happens occasionally,
no.
but not enough. And usually it's
we
like
wore baggy ass
one
pants. growing
person
up,
does
too.
it, and then everybody's like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop!"
Yeah,
And
that's
then
sus
it's-
as
and
fuck.
then it kind of stops.
Then you stop, yeah, because you don't want to be called out.
Yeah,
No, I'm with that. I'm with that same logic. Those are my answers. Even though white boys were crazier with the nut taps.
they were wild
I
with the nut
guess I've
taps.
never-
Like,
Yeah, for sure. Still to this day, like
but my
40-year-old white
brownness
dudes will
was
still.
enough brown that I could like give them the look, like, "What the fuck are you
Right, and
doing?"
they're like,
and then they were
"Oh,
like,
shit."
all right, my bad."
My brownness is out there enough to where they don't even try that shit. So I've never been purposefully like, oh,
Yo, next
nut
time
tap.
y'all both get a nut tap. Pop, pop. Just in succession.
Oh man, now with more like I wear skinnier jeans. Now.
Yeah.
It's more.
Those
it's now
nuts are
much
more
of a thing.
prominent, son. They're right
Yeah,
there.
they're right
I
there.
can
It's
see
just
them.
the bulge.
Don't flatter yourself.
No, it's not dick. It's all balls.
It's not dick. It's just tiny dick, huge balls. Guys,
Huge
I can't
balls.
help it.
I don't even wear jeans anymore. I just be on my straight joggers.
Oh, joggers, you're getting thwacked.
Yeah,
in
you're
those
getting
nuts.
fucked
Man,
with the nut tap on joggers.
there's no tight jean to sort of absorb that blow.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, that's tough. That's tough. You might as well just be naked getting your shit fucking thwapped.
Right.
Yeah, I don't need to be around
All right.
anybody that's doing that shit.
Yeah,
That's
no,
like
no,
some
no.
old wet towel whip shit.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
That's white boy locker room.
White boy shit that
for
you
sure.
would see in movies and hear about, but no one would actually do.
No, it happened.
Not to me.
I mean,
All right.
I ain't never been in no like wet towel war or nothing.
Hell yeah,
That
sure,
shit is
okay.
straight movie shit.
He went to an all boys high school.
shit,
So
that's right.
A private all boys
That's
school.
right.
So I'm sure
Yeah.
there was more than enough wet towel.
Oh,
fights.
there was so much shit going on there, bro. We're not even gonna bring it up. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's in the past, dog.
I heard-
if you need to talk to somebody, you do
I heard
that.
the school anthem was "Wake me up before you go."
Wham! I fuck with that. Wham, son. All right, y'all ready for the next
Played on the
question?
PA every morning.
Yeah, every morning. That was their
There
national
was,
anthem.
I was gonna say, there's no Pledge of Allegiance. It's just wham! Wake me up before you. They all stand up and put their hand on their chest.
Gotta do the Carlton.
That's what they.
That's foul, son.
That's what they
foul. Yeah, exactly.
As soon as it starts up, they start with the
They're
towels.
like, oh, here we go. They all get excited. Like the gasoline fight in Zoolander where they're all just fucking.
April
Swear to
Fool's
God.
Day, we're waiting for it, and instead we get rickrolled.
Oh, fuck. All right. Next question. Would you rather every porn you watch for the rest of your life have music as a soundtrack or be in a foreign language?
Foreign language. For
So
sure.
no vocals, no sounds, no nothing, just a little soundtrack, or it's in not Spanish because that's not fair.
Foreign
Let's say
language.
it's in German. It's German or it's Italian porn. So it's definitely foreign. You don't know a word of what they're
Kinda
saying.
sexy porn right there, Italian porn.
Hey, I mean, to each their own, bro. We're not here to judge. I just want to know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going foreign language. Not saying like I don't know. Yeah, there's a good chance that I'm into it. But there's definitely a chance that I am not into it if there's music playing. That shit is
Oh, 100%. No,
horrible.
and I've been very vocal about this over the course of this podcast. If there is music playing over a porn montage or a porn of any site, of any sort,
Horrible.
I want no part of it. That takes me right out of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's in fucking Swahili or whatever the language is, I want to hear like the pleasure in it. I want to hear those vocals. Like because that transcends the language barrier. That pleasure sound when you know someone's having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, I could fuck with this. Like it doesn't matter. I'm sure I've watched tons of foreign porn where maybe they speak the tiniest bit of English and it's just like a yes or a fuck or little something, but like the pleasure. See. Yes, it's all good. I can hear how much fun they're having, and by default,
I remember the
also
first
have
time
fun.
German porn's big.
I remember the first time I met a Brazilian chick, I was like, oh, I know a little Portuguese, but I don't want to say the words because I feel like they might be disrespectful.
And then what did you tell them the words?
Oh, that translates
I think
to
I
give
did,
it to
and
me,
they were.
Daddy.
I think like the main one that I remembered was like gostoso, and they were
does
just
that mean?
like, that doesn't really. That's not a bad word or anything. And I was like, really, because it's like the title in every Brazilian porn.
What does it mean?
I think it just means like excited or enjoyable or something like that. Like it wasn't nasty at all, but like when I said it, I was in a group, right? And my boys looked at me like, "Oh shit, tasty."
It means
Okay,
It
yeah,
means tasty.
yeah. So
Like, it could be popcorn or it could be fucking.
Right.
One of them is tasty.
so she looked at me like, "That's not a bad word. Like that's
not a bad word.
It just means tasty." But all my boys was looking at me like, "Yo, I know gustoso."
I know why you're saying this.
Like I seen that too. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going foreign language. As mentioned, multiple videos. I've seen so much foreign porn in my life, from Asian shit, Brazilian shit, French shit, Spanish shit.
Porn moans
He's a
need
man
no
of
translation.
exquisite
The
taste,
Russian,
yeah.
Polish, German. The
Can I-
other day I was like, this girl's not saying much in this whole porn. Like, I wonder, she must not
She
be
okay?
American or not English speaking, and then I heard like as she was talking to her partner or whatever, like she said some shit. And I was like, that doesn't sound like English. Still going.
What about
still going strong
subtitled? Subtitled porn? Have you ever watched porn with subtitles?
I have not. No. I don't know that I care that much what they're saying.
For sure.
I don't know.
This wasn't a choice. It just happened to be foreign porn that was subtitled, and it was just very basic shit.
Maybe like Japanese porn, I would like subtitled because sometimes it's just like
because you're not sure. Are they mad? Yeah. Is he upset with her? Are they having a good time? Like it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
If they're enjoying it or not with certain
intonations are different in that language.
Yeah.
Two things. No matter what language this porn is in, the guy needs to shut the fuck up. That's true. That's always.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's true. Two.
If you don't sound like me.
If he did sound like me, that would still throw me off.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
Two things throw me off of Japanese porn. I think, and I want to say it's Japanese porn, but one
the blurred bushes,
girls,
the blurred bushes,
the blurred shit is definitely like, yo, what the fuck is that, yo?
I skip right over that shit when I.
Yeah, that's
yo facts.
Like no,
and also
it's always black too. They got a huge bush. It's a black blur. Like we know what's fucking there, right?
Yeah. But you're gonna show us their cock, but you can't.
Right.
But you can't show.
It's literally everything but pubic hair. They will blur out pubic hair in Japanese porn.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah,
I have seen it where they'll blur out the dudes, but not the girl. But that's very rare. Yeah, it's usually either both or just the girl.
But if you can find that uncensored Japanese porn,
those are great.
Jackpot.
Well, that and
sometimes
and the
I'm
fact
like,
that
is this really Japanese or is it like South Korean or some shit?
Yeah. Are they in Thailand?
The girls though, they look like they're in a lot of pain for some reason.
I think that's a Japanese thing.
It's definitely it's not
submissive.
Yeah, it's weird. It just like when she just like
it's the noises that they make. Yeah, it's almost like a suffering, like they're. But like Japanese people love that apparently.
Apparently so because that shit is huge.
I'm not mad at it either.
It's just for me when I start seeing that shit, I'm like.
She sounds like she's struggling. I really don't think I should be watching this.
Kind of weird. Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Going soft, guys.
Kind of weird.
Losing it. Come on.
What's the next question?
I forgot we were doing questions here.
Just having good conversation.
Facts.
Just talk.
Just guy talk. All right. If you were getting a haircut from a 9 and you two hit it off and exchanged numbers, but she gave you the shittiest haircut of all time, would you still give her a call? Banging. A 9? Like, that's fine. And y'all are vibing.
Yeah, I would still call her.
But she lined your shit up like Pete Rose.
Yeah,
like, your shit's fucked up.
Yeah, I would. I would absolutely call, but I would try to figure out a way to never get a haircut from her again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd let the haircut go and just be like, all right, this
I'll
is
just
not
call
a
up
haircut
my boy
situation.
and be like, yo, I need you to lace me up real quick.
Okay, get you fixed up, right?
Yeah.
But then you go for a date with her, and she's like, "Yo, who fixed your hair up?
First
Is everything okay?
No, first of all, if I'm going to her for a haircut, right? That means I'm explaining during that time. I'm just like, yo. Yeah, because you normally have those conversations. Yeah, my barber's out of town, and I didn't really needed a haircut. Like I have that conversation, and then I'll find out that like fuck, she fucked me up, but she's dope as fuck.
She's dope as fuck.
So that right there would have already, and not only that, but if that's my intentions from the beginning, I'm trying to be like. I don't know if I'm going to come back to you for a haircut, like in my head, but yo, you dope. So if this works out, I would absolutely fuck with her, but I would lay the groundwork for, hey, so I'm never coming back to you for a haircut.
You would make it very clear your intentions.
Yeah. Like, however, you're dope as fuck. I'd like to fuck with you.
You're sexy. We're vibing. Your hair skills are whack, so I ain't getting cut from you again.
Yeah.
But I'll still fuck with you outside of haircuts.
Yeah.
You lay that groundwork.
Mm-hmm. Then I'll find something else that she possibly does that I can.
What if she tries to cook a dinner for you and it's just trash? It's the worst. So she can't cut hair, she can't cook, but then you clap those cheeks and it's like Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
That's living.
We just gonna be eating out all the time.
Oh, you gonna be eating out all the time, all right?
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be eating out, then we're gonna go eat out.
So both. I'm assuming both of you are gonna let the haircut go. It's not a big deal. You get your shit fixed up elsewhere. But I mean, Johnny, you got long hair, dog.
Yeah.
If she fucks your shit up, you could be looking at some regrowth time, son.
Yeah, that's true.
You okay with that?
I mean, for the dussy? For the 9 dussy?
It's a solid 9
go.
too. Oh shit.
Yeah, son.
Okay.
I think it's more noticeable on someone like me who gets like a brush cut and like edge up and all that shit.
If your edge is fucked up on your short ass hair, it's going to be seen
you're
real
fucked.
quick.
But
I could
then
cover
again,
that shit up. I'll
lasts.
just, pull it forward.
Yeah. True.
Wear a hat,
Unless she
though.
literally chops half of my shit off. I got another shit on the other side. Yeah. I mean, it could be bad. It could definitely still be bad on my end, but I rock a lot of hats. Like, oh, fuck it. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could rock a hat for a week.
Rock a hat. I'll put
for a
my
week,
hood
maybe
up,
2.
I'm good.
Whatever. Like,
for a
we
month.
can. But I'm not gonna be known as that dude with the
fucked up.
Yeah,
dome.
with the fucked up edge up and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely
from here on out just because she's dope.
I don't know that I would.
I'm smashing. I'm smashing.
Like, I don't know that I would tell her. Like.
Because if you smash, she's trying to cut your hair again. She's trying.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to cut your hair again. I'm
and
just
it'd be
making
free
excuses. Too. Yeah, I know, but I'm making excuses. It's not free because you still got to go back to your boy and have him fix it up.
That's true. That's true. So you just let her fuck your shit up so you can smash. Then you go back to your boy and you pay one more time to fix it up, and that's how you live the rest of y'all's life.
That seems like a lot of effort. I would figure some way to avoid her scissors.
Could you just tell her? Could you just sit her down and be like, "Listen, you're dope. We vibe, but your hair cutting skills are trash. We're done with that."
I wouldn't say it like that.
Nah, not like that.
I told you.
I would like watch the movie, be like, "Yo, you see his hair? That shit is so dope. I wish my shit looked like that."
I'm calling your ass out. Like, oh, you don't like the way I cut your motherfucking hair?
It's like, we should try that next time.
Just dropping little hints, and she's like, what? Nah. That's fucked up.
Nah, I'm definitely having that conversation prior, or at least laying the groundwork to. Yeah, no.
After you pipe, after that first time you're just laying in bed and you're just shooting the shit. Like,
if I piped before before she cut my hair, no, I'm not even entertaining that. So I'm thinking
like
more
that
like
night, like she cut your hair and then you pipe that night and then you're like, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Like when she goes to cut my hair, I'm explaining, like, oh yeah, my normal barber is.
Right, but she don't care. She thinks once y'all are smashing now, though, she's your barber.
No.
You got to make that clear.
I let her know. Hey, my barber's back in town, so.
So thank you for this haircut, but we can keep smashing.
Yeah, we can keep smashing. But even, I mean, in the scenario you just laid out, even if she's not happy with that, well, fuck, I already smashed. So
I already hit. I already got my cut and I hit. I'm out.
Got my one.
Yeah. Oh man.
This poor hairdresser. I feel so bad for her. She's so dope, but she cuts hair. So for sure. The worst.
Like Drake said, you know what that pussy like, so hitting one time is fine with me. Oh man. That's it.
That's it.
All right. So then
You know what it's time for. News clips.
News clips with Johnny Quest. We thought we were gonna have
his own intro.
It gets more awkward every time.
Yes, it does.
Johnny Quest.
Oh shit. Real quick on Twitter shit.
The dumpster fire that is
Dumpster fire, and it's been a dumpster fire, but it's probably been really fun the last week watching the place burn down.
And I still feel like Elon is having fun with it as much as like he might not be inside, but he's the facade that he's putting on, the tweets that he's tweeting out. he's sort of rolling with it as much as one in that position could roll with everything that's happening right now with Twitter. He's handling it the best.
There's some of it, yeah, but I also think he's not sleeping at night because this shit is big.
They're going wild.
Yeah,
big dumpster fire. So let's see what happened this week in Twitter. So they rolled out official checks for a whole 2 hours. So there was a point in time where you could get you could be verified, but then also have an additional tag that showed up on your profile and on your tweets in the timeline underneath it that just said official with a gray check mark next to it, which honestly I'm still seeing for some brands, like people that are like paying for ads and shit. I still see it on some ads where it'll still say official underneath it. But they launched that, and I seen it from I follow MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, and tech YouTuber. He posted about it. He's like, Elon Musk follows him. They have conversations on Twitter pretty often about different shit. And so so he posted like early, like 9 a.m. like, hey, Twitter just started rolling this out. And by 11:30, he was like, and it's gone. Because it made absolutely no sense. Like, it was, you could be verified but not official. You could be official but not verified. And then it's like, it still went against the whole idea of like, so you're basically saying the verified thing is just I'm an $8 subscriber. Like, it doesn't actually mean that I'm verified. Right. So then they pulled it. Because of, that controversy. But the controversy was very legitimate because as we started seeing throughout the rest of the day when they launched Twitter Blue, the updated Twitter Blue that now included the $8 verification badge, the trolls are going to troll. They're going to do what they do. And they really started jumping on this new trend, which I think has been the funnest part of Twitter this week. Yeah. Which is fake accounts paying $8, getting verified, changing their name, and then going out and tweeting some wild ass shit.
Those Ted Cruz ones that you sent, bro, were perfect.
Yes.
In every way.
Yes. I'm trying to see if I pulled these up because there's a couple really good ones. Let's see. So there was PepsiCo, which was, if you look at the handle, you'll know this is not the real company. Right. In the case of one that I'll talk about, you didn't know, but like the Pepsi one, the handle was PepiCo, so it was missing the S. But at first glance, you look at it real quick, Pepsi tweeted Coke is better, right? BP tweeted, BP gas. They said just because we killed the planet doesn't mean we can't miss it. The Ted Cruz one said, there's a couple of Ted Cruz ones. One that I like is where he said, the first time I entered my human wife, I said, groaning into her ear, this is exactly how mother said it would feel.
What do the retweets on that have to be insane right now?
Oh my God. There's at least 300 retweets on that one. Then the fake Ben Shapiro was like, oh my God, you got me kind of horny right now, Mr. Cruz. There was Nestle tweeted, we steal your water and sell it back to you. Oh man, there was a couple other good ones that I had. I don't know, I lost the freaking.
I need to get back on Twitter now.
Yeah, those Ted Cruz
my God,
ones
it's been fun, man. It's actually been interesting to see, the ingenuity of some of these folks. Oh, that's where it is. It's on my phone.
Eating fucking Twitter.
All right, yeah. So So here's some good ones. So that same fake Ben Shapiro account said, "Who up sucking and fucking a dude? I am."
Episode title.
A fake Donald Trump one said, "Who up playing with their worm?" That same one said, "The real reason I call him Sleepy Joe is because he looks so cute when he sleeps with me." Let's see. Man. There's so many good ones on here. There's a Steve Apple that said, "Hey, Donnie," to which the fake Donald Trump said, "Hello, Tim Apple." To which the response was, "I'm not Tim Apple, cock. I'm Steve Apple, job." What does Epstein's cock and balls look like? That one's not so funny. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Rudy Giuliani said, "Nancy Pelosi and I do not agree on many things, but them things stang, and I'll tell you what."
Them things do be thangin' though.
Let's see. Game Freak, fake Game Freak tweeted out, "Yeah, you could fuck the Pokemon in the new one." Roblox said, "We're adding sex to Roblox." Let's see what else we got here. There was some better ones earlier. There's.
I'm sucking and fucking a dude.
Oh, this was a good.
Who up playing with their worm?
The at real Mr. Bean. Who
Rowan
wants
Atkinson?
Mr. Bean to eat their pussy tonight?
Fuck.
So there was some really hilarious ones. Then there was some like dangerous ones. I'll say, right? So
Sure.
Lockheed Martin, who the handle is Lockheed Martini. They tweeted that they will begin halting all weapon sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States until further investigation. Which sounds like, oh shit, they doing the right thing, and obviously cost them 5% of their stock to start crashing.
Oh shit!
Wow.
And there was a couple more examples of that. I know I mentioned the Pepsi one earlier. The biggest one, the one that literally cost the company billions of dollars. I don't know if you heard about this one. Was Eli Lilly. So Eli Lilly makes is the largest supplier, one of the largest suppliers in the U.S. for insulin. And you would think that insulin is like generic, but for some reason, like the way that they own the patent on it or some shit, there's no generic version of insulin. So
that's why it's $1 million fucking dollars, and diabetic patients are fucking livid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what insulin is costing folks nowadays. There's like some program where you can get it for $35 now, but even then, I think that should be like a $5 shot. There's no reason it's
right.
But anyways, Eli, and this one is the reason that it looked legit is because the handle was Eli Lilly and Co. And that's the company name, Eli Lilly and Company, right? So like they caught a good fake handle off of this, paid the $8, got the Twitter verified check, and they said, "We are excited to announce insulin is free now." And that shit stood up on the website for like 6 hours before it finally got taken down. So that one actually cost them billions of dollars. They had to issue a retraction, of course. I believe they've kind of bounced back, but not like a ton. Yeah, they dropped down to $364 a share from of high of like 370.
Damn.
And
I want to say
yeah.
good.
Yeah, good for us, I guess. Bad for investors, but then again, you know, you shouldn't be investing.
The
in
reason
these
why that
fucking
shit is that
thieves.
fucking high.
This is all on Elon, right?
So yeah, I mean it's on Elon because this is Elon's plan, right? People are we talked last week about how advertisers are running away from the platform because they don't feel that it's safe. His plan was that's okay as long as we get, you know, millions of people to pay us $8 a month, we'll make our money back. And that's not really working out. They're causing more detriment to the website, and they're, you know, as long as you're giving a verified check mark to anyone that pays you $8, all you're verifying is that this person has a credit card,
Right.
but you're not verifying the account, right? And so,
Or the intentions.
yeah, you're just not verifying that they are who they are.
Right.
Apparently,
Verifying that they have money.
and one of the things too that like this whole, you know, his whole when he took over, one of the things he was talking about was, you know, there's no longer going to be an elite system of the haves and have-nots, right? Like the separation of the plebes that, you know, got a check mark and those that didn't. Now anybody could get a check mark, right? That was democratization of Twitter.
Wait, so this is why they did it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you go to people's sites, their profile rather, that are verified, you can hover over their. If you're on a computer, you can hover over their check mark, and it'll tell you if they got the check mark just for paying for Twitter Blue, or if they were like if they're a government or a journalist or a brand
Celebrity
or something like
figure,
that. So basically,
But
that's
a majority
still,
of people would not be on their computer looking at Twitter though.
Right.
I don't know the numbers, so I won't claim that. Twitter tends to be pretty techie group of folks, so I think it's a little bit different than other social media companies. I think they do have a pretty large desktop
Instagram.
usage. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that though.
But either way, the point is that if you hover over the check mark and you see that this person is just Twitter Blue versus actually
It's still
Verified.
showing.
it's still a two-class system.
like
Yeah, it's still a two-class system. And then there's also like the people that were maybe I was a journalist, but I decided to pay for Twitter Blue, you know, 5 months ago or whatever, and now it's showing that I'm just a Twitter Blue subscriber and not that I'm a journalist, right? So my favorite of all the Twitter name change account changeover shits is Doja Cat constantly changes her name on the platform. She's pretty known for that. She's always, and like I mentioned this last week, like it's a pretty common thing on Twitter to change your name for whatever is going on, right? Like you can do it at least every 14 days, and it was never really an issue. And and so her name at the time that they enacted this new rule about changing names was Christmas. Like she just changed it to Christmas. And so she like tweets at Elon Musk and was like, dude, please fucking help me. I don't want to be Christmas forever. And so he responds back and he's like, you should be able to change your name now. And so she replies back and says, thank you. But in her response, she changed her name to Elon Musk.
Oh, which is exactly what he said he didn't want. Those parody
what
accounts.
he was trying to block. So that was freaking hilarious.
Doja
That's probably
Cat's
one of my
wild.
favorite ones. Next to the
Ted Cruz ones are up there. Yeah, bro, those are up there.
That's what mother said it would feel like.
So, that just tracks. That seems like a Ted Cruz tweet too. That's why it's so fucked up.
Oh, absolutely. Him. It could have been either him or Mike Pence. And then the last one that I'll mention, which kind of rolls into the next story, there was a fake Dave Chappelle account that said trans women are women, no longer team turf, y'all. And so we know Dave Chappelle's got a lot of controversy. And that's one of the lead stories. So we're recording today on Saturday. And so tonight, Dave Chappelle has been, or he was announced last week, but Dave Chappelle is hosting Saturday Night Live again for the third time in, I think, 6 years. He's the first host after the elections. And of course, this is the first time that he's done it since all the controversy with Netflix, which we talked about a ton on here. So of course, people are doing the same, cries of, trying to
anti-trans sentiment and all that.
There was one tweet that I saw from the leader of the LGBTQ plus advocacy group at Netflix that started the whole controversy last time, where they were like, wait a minute, I thought I canceled Dave Chappelle. I guess cancel culture is not really a thing. And so, Dave Chappelle is back to fucking hosting Saturday Night Live. I'm sure it'll be hilarious. There was apparently rumors that some of the writers were upset, like people on staff were upset as well at NBC, that there was folks that some of the writers had, boycotted or were stepping away and whatnot. Dave Chappelle's team has said, he's been meeting with the writers all week and room was filled. We didn't see anybody that was missing. Nobody mentioned anything to us.
They're ready to fuck.
Yeah, they're ready to fuck. So I guess we'll see what's gonna happen tonight. If
honestly, I only watch SNL when Chappelle hosts. Like, I really don't give a fuck about SNL anymore. Like, if I see a sketch online, cool, it's funny. Sometimes it's not, but like, I feel like when Chappelle hosts, he brings it. So I might actually check it out tonight if I'm not playing God of War.
I always say that, but I never check it out. I always look for.
I always watch it the next day.
I look for the highlights and stuff. SNL just, even when there's dope people on, I don't. It still just never really hits for me.
That's always been SNL for me though. Like, there's been certain sketches that hit, but I'm never one to sit down and just watch from beginning to end. Like, it's SNL time. Like, never.
You guys just don't know what comedy is.
Except for the 90s, bro. Like in the 90s, like when Will Ferrell and all those guys, Chris Kattan, like those dope times, like I would definitely make it a point to watch, but like there's been no need
so
since
long.
Then.
Yeah.
There's been I'm partial, so
like I said, I'll wait for like the highlights. If I hear some shit, then I'll probably watch like a few skits, or like I'll enjoy those highlight skits that because if it's funny, like, people generally put them on other socials. Shit like that. Yeah, but how long ago was that?
That was so long.
That was
ago.
like
that's when his shit was
mid 2000s with Andy Samberg.
Right. And even then, I wasn't watching it, but
15 years
I would enjoy that snippet that made it to socials.
Yeah,
right.
But like dick in a box. I'm on a boat.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more. And I guess it's always been, but I think even more recently, it's been much more political comedy. So especially if you're not into politics or anything, like, you're gonna miss out on a ton of those jokes.
I feel like it's always been political, like whether it was Clinton in the 90s or Bush in the early 2000s. I feel like it's been
even more so lately.
Yeah,
where like usually it would be like the cold opening, and now I think they do even more, like, especially like one of their cast members, like main cast members, is like the dude that's known for doing like the best Donald Trump impersonation and whatnot. So like he does Donald Trump like almost every episode. It's like, all right, bro, you really, like, he's a good impersonator. He does a couple other stuff, but I mean, I think you need to do a little bit. We need less Donald Trump on this show. Yeah. I'm sure there will be a Donald Trump showing tonight, at least one. If
I was going
to
say, there's going to be more if he's going to be running Again, from 2024, we're in for a lot of Donald Trump coming up.
Right, exactly. Which actually kind of leads into the next story. We did have our elections in the U.S. On Tuesday. Did not end up the shit show that everyone was afraid of and expected. Thank the Lord.
Right.
And if anything, it looks like we're probably going to be just about status quo. Like, it seems like not much is going to change. Apparently, Donald Trump is going to announce something maybe this week that he's going to run again in 24, like we all expected. But it seems like a lot of Republicans actually don't want him to announce anything, delay it, don't announce, maybe don't even run. Like, I actually seen the official and the real, actual Ann Coulter's Twitter profile. I had to double check it 3 times because it was.
We all got to be careful now, bro. Like, we can't just take anything for granted on Twitter.
But it was pretty scathing. Like, I'm 90% sure she told Donald Trump to fuck off.
I saw a cut of Fox News after the midterms, after the Republicans were getting fucked up in the midterm elections, of a bunch of people on Fox News pretty much just giving like scathing reviews of Trump and just, don't buy, like, just they were heated with him, basically like, is this what we can expect if, in the future? Like, they were not happy. So whatever he tried to do, it doesn't seem like it worked, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'll paraphrase, but she basically said to Trump, you had your chance, shut the fuck up forever. Which is a big deal from someone like Ann Coulter, who was like sucking his wood during his 4 years of presidency.
That's a good sign, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I really hope they move on from him.
They need to. If they were smart, bro, like, and they really wanted a Republican to get elected, like, I feel like they should just stay away from Trump, because it seems weird. But then again, I thought that when he ran before. I was like, this motherfucker doesn't have a fucking
He's
shot.
not going to win.
And sure enough, it happened, and we were like eating our words. So
and one.
I'm not going to talk too much shit, but yeah, they need to think about what their future plans are.
But we did have some good news that came out of Tuesday. 2 more states in the U.S. have approved recreational cannabis.
Mm-hmm. And 3 didn't, right? There was 5
3 did not, the 3 that didn't, kind of expected. They were like Alabama and Missouri or something.
And the Dakotas, right? And there's the Dakotas
that's what it was.
and Alabama.
North Dakota, South Dakota, and Alabama. And then
Such progressive
Maryland said yay. And I believe the other one might have been Missouri.
Arkansas.
Actually.
No, Missouri. I thought it was Arkansas.
Missouri passed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Arkansas failed?
I don't think Arkansas was up this time, unless they had like a medical marijuana thing.
Okay. Makes sense.
And then Colorado became the 2nd state in the union to approve psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh, shit.
Who was the first? Oregon?
Yeah. They approved everything.
Yeah. They don't give a fucking Oregon, bro. You might as well be in fucking Russia.
So psilocybin, how do you say that? Psilocybin?
Psilocybin?
Yeah.
Psilocybin, yeah. Psilocybin is now legal in Colorado. I don't know how that's going to work. It's going to be, I mean, they voted to establish a regulated system. So I'm guessing it will probably be sold in stores like dispensaries, but I don't know if they'll allow it at the same like cannabis dispensaries. You got to have like a special just mushroom store, which would be weird.
I thought they were doing like retreats, like ayahuasca retreats, where like you can go and you're guided and you would have someone to watch over you, just so you're feeling, safer.
Oh yeah, here we go. State regulated healing centers.
Healing centers, yes.
Participants can experience the drug under supervision.
I mean, that'd be cool, I guess. It'd make me feel a little better, but like I don't need supervision.
I don't need supervision, yeah.
No. But like you could even think this could get people that aren't, familiar or want to sort of dip their toe. Like that could be the sort of step that they need to want to jump in and do that. Like there was a show on Netflix about psychedelics that I've been watching recently, and there were people dealing with terminal illnesses, like people that were 100% going to die of what they have, and they would eat mushrooms and take these psychedelics to like pretty much come to terms with what's going to happen. And it really, really helped like the majority of the people that tried this therapy.
They would go to
like a hospital, and people would be watching them. They would, take a administered cup of psilocybin and, totally be monitored and safe. And they would have these fucking crazy trips and these journeys, and they would pretty much come out of these experiences like at peace with what was going to happen. And I feel like if I were in that position of, a terminal illness, like that would be huge if you had something like that where, just to make you feel better. Like, especially me, I know my anxiety. Yeah, exactly. Like right now, like I'm not going to have, not that I know of, I don't have a terminal illness, but like if I did, if I could have something that could just sort of make me feel a little better and help me live the rest of my life without fear, like these people were doing, like it was eye-opening, bro. Like it was crazy. And so like I like seeing like Colorado and Oregon and hopefully California and maybe one day New York just opening them up to something like that. Just if it can help one person come to terms with some shittiness, fucking A, do it. It's not gonna hurt nobody.
Word. Yeah, 100%. I fuck with shrooms, man. Shrooms have been fun.
I've never had it.
The three or four times that I've done it, it's been a pretty awesome experience.
We talked about that. I'm down to do it, but I've just never had the opportunity.
Yeah, it's got to be the right situation.
Place.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everything's got to line up.
Word. My girl says she doesn't want to.
No?
Yeah, well, because she has, and I guess she had a bad experience.
Okay. I mean,
so
that's
she's
fair.
Just like, no, I'm good.
That could be very scary.
Like, I'm not.
I just can't even imagine what a bad experience is like on shrooms. Like, just because
you've had such good times.
I guess because I've had such good times, but I've never felt out of control. Like it never.
I think it's
was
the
like,
dosage. She probably had somebody just gave her,
or maybe she just wasn't
because
ready.
Obviously,
this
was a long time ago, So and this was when. I'm just saying, like, this was a long time ago, and it's when that shit was not regulated at all. Like, you don't really know how much you're consuming. It's just like, let me just
see. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, you don't know what the you don't know what the potency is. You don't. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking she just had a bad trip when she didn't know what the fuck she was getting into, kind of thing.
I mean, I guess if you're with the wrong people. Because what I've experienced, the way that I've experienced it is it exaggerates everything. Like everything is ultra exaggerated. So I guess if you're like with people that are getting
already
into fights
sad or depressed or something.
Yeah, if they're sad, they're pressed, they're watching a sad movie, or they get into an argument over something. Yeah, then that could make it even worse. But it's not. It's not what I expected, which when you hear hallucinogenic drugs, like you think like some old acid trip type shit. Like I never saw like fucking unicorns running around me and shit, like, just like cartoon animals and shit jumping out of a wall or anything crazy like that. No, not at all. Like the most I saw was like, things on the wall, patterns together. Moving. Exactly.
Carpet monsters. We call those carpet monsters when shit just starts fucking molding together and you don't know what the fuck you're looking at, bro. Like it's because like I've always been more of a fan.
That's gonna happen. Like I laughed at it when I seen it. I was like, oh shit.
But if you're not ready,
I guess if you're not ready,
that'll fuck you up.
Especially like you said, depending on how young she was at the time. But either way, I encourage anyone, especially again under supervision, is the best. Someone who's either done it many times before, or someone who's just completely stone cold sober, or just drinking or whatever. It's a good time, and it's definitely uplifting. It's I've only had belly aches from laughing so hard.
My facial muscles hurt from smiling and like giggling. It's so really great. Absolutely.
All right, last story. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know what other story you had, but we we haven't talked about this on the podcast, and it was sort of a big story last year. No, not sort of a big story. It was a big story. But we all remember that Alec Baldwin shot and killed someone on set of his movie Rust.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, we're a little over a year now of this happening. And since we ain't talked about it, I figured might as well bring it up now. But I know that the people reached a settlement and whatnot, and you know they're going to be moving forward. Her family is going to be, I guess, production has already begun again on the set of this of Rust, and the family is labeled as a producer or executive, you know, or a producer, so they're going to be paid that way. And I guess that's, you know, that's up to them for that. But the distasteful thing that a few weeks ago everyone was going ham about is the fact that on the 1 year anniversary of her death, Alec Baldwin posted an Instagram post of her, just her photo. Nothing. No apology. He said 1 year ago today, ... Yeah, 1 year ago today. And I'm like,
yeah, 1 year ago today, you killed this woman? And
you killed it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. I just thought that was weird, and we never talked about it. And it seems like everything's just going to move forward because the family just agreed to you know, whatever terms they did, and that's fine, you know, whatever. But just after 1 year, you just, yeah, I mean, you pulled the trigger, dog.
I think I saw something today where he's suing the production team, saying that they were negligent.
I mean,
gotta do what you can, right? If you're backed into a corner like he is, right? Like his lawyers are probably just like, let's try this, let's try that.
And that's not wrong, because the person who they have people who are in charge of that shit.
That chick freaked out. Remember,
Yeah,
like after it happened, like
out,
whoever was in charge of the safety was like, "This is my first movie," and like,
yep.
So I mean, that's not a bad call. I guess if you're Alec Baldwin,
I guess her father is like. Her father is like an OG,
right?
In
and
that
she
field.
got. They're saying that she got the job because of like nepotism, and she wasn't qualified. And
yeah,
I mean, hey, if I'm him, let's do it. Let's give it a go, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I'm not I'm not one of the people that are sitting here saying like, yo, Alec Baldwin should fry in jail for all of this. I honestly, I mean, yeah, they weren't filming when this happened, and he was completely fucking around with a prop, you know, but also he's an actor. He probably did this a million times before that with everyone who was, you know, when everything is 100% legit safe, even though, yes, whenever you are handling a gun, you are supposed to be careful and handling it as if it is filled with live rounds. But he's probably done that shit so many times in his career, and when the shit goes off and kills someone, I'm not
I can't think of that many Alec Baldwin movies where he had a pistol, honestly. So like, I don't even think he's overly familiar with having a gun on set. Like, honestly, like, can you think of any? Can you picture Alec Baldwin holding a gun in any movie you can think of?
No.
It's not like he's John Wick. Like, it's not like he does all action movies. Like, the fuck is he doing? Like, bro, you're not trained for this. Put that shit down. Don't point it at anybody. That's day one shit if you're holding the gun on set, right?
Did he have a gun in The Departed?
I mean, maybe in Mission Impossible, one of the latest Mission Impossibles he was in, I could see him maybe having a gun. But other than that,
in The Departed, he played an officer there.
He was a fucking
he
desk
was a captain.
jockey. He didn't do shit.
I mean,
I'm
sure he has, though. I'm sure he has in his fucking
and he's
full
just be
ass
smarter,
career,
regardless of whether he's held a pistol in other
80s.
productions. Like, be smart, bro.
Yeah,
You're a dude with a pistol
that's
in
a
your
fact.
hand.
That's a fact.
It's not rocket science.
But also, I'm not one of the people that thinks he should rot in jail.
No, I'm not saying that either.
Right. So, but I just thought it was that we never discussed this shit, but that shit was really fucking distasteful to post her picture and just say 1 year ago.
What if
today.
he had a decent caption under it? Like an apology or, sorry that we lost this. Like, would that be better if he had something decent to say under it other than just a picture
1 year ago?
Put out, yeah.
Yes, that would have been way better.
Okay.
An apology.
Or just not even an admission of guilt, but just like a
apology,
sorry, like
just
we lost.
statement.
Something sweeter
anything other than a year ago.
So I feel like that's what he was trying to do, but he's not a fucking writer. Like, he's just a dipshit actor. What the fuck does he know? Like, I feel like the sentiment was there, but he went about it in a very weird way. Because he could have, not done anything. Just
PR could have zhuzhed that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he in those cases, you want to just shut the fuck up.
Hey, tell Alec Baldwin.
Shut the fuck up. Don't post anything. Don't put nothing up there. Just people forgetting is that's what you're aiming for.
Word.
All right, Johnny, what were you gonna say? The last one.
Yeah, last story here. I pretty sure you guys know about this because I sent you an article on it. Or I sent you like a screenshot or some shit. But you guys know about first, do you know the name Sam Bankman-Fried?
Yes.
So
I
Sam
do recently.
Bankman-Fried, SBF, as he's known in the crypto community. I actually, it's so wild. It's strange. When I was watching the World Series, I kept seeing this logo on the umps jerseys. And I was like, man, that seems familiar, but I can't remember what that is. So I looked it up, ended up finding this like YouTube video that like talked about how this college dropout, he might have graduated, but this kid from college at MIT like turned a side project into a $1 billion empire. And he was only like 28, 29 years old. He's worth like $29 billion. And I was looking at like the way he like made his money, and I was like, that's so crazy. And I was telling all my friends about this, and like, it was the most basic idea ever. Like he literally just, at the time Bitcoin was worth like $10,000 a coin, and there was multiple exchanges. There wasn't, these large exchanges like Coinbase and Binance and FTX. And so he went and he went on one exchange in the US, saw that it was 10,000, and went on to another exchange in Japan and saw that it was selling for 11,000. So he did the most basic shit ever and borrowed some money, bought them in the US, and sold them immediately in Japan for $1,000 come up on each coin, right? And made like $1 million in one day and said, cool, I'm going to continue doing this, and did it for like 3 weeks in a row. Made like $30 million or some shit like that. And that's what he used as like his seed startup money to then start, doing his, trading all the time. And eventually, got together with a bunch of his classmates at MIT, and they built this exchange called FTX. Who was huge. Like I mentioned, the company itself, I think last year or 2 years ago was valued at $1 billion, and this year was valued at $32 billion. So huge company, tons of assets under management. They had freaking Super Bowl commercial. Tom Brady was one of their spokespeople, as was Larry David. Which is a funny story. Maybe I'll get to at the end. So FTX, the exchange has collapsed, and their share price has gone down to basically nil. The company has filed for bankruptcy, and they've lost everyone's money that they were holding in their crypto, billions of dollars. They owe at least $1 billion to people. So basically, they were operating like a bank. When you when you put money into a bank, you know, the bank is going to use your money. Like that's how they make money, right? So you deposit your money into a bank. The bank then takes that money and invests it in other things, bonds, markets, whatever. And then, you know, but you have a guarantee from the federal government that at least 250 grand of that money you will always have access to. So no reason to, you know, go demanding your money if that bank starts to go under, unless for some reason you have more than $250,000 in an account, which would be crazy. But anyways, that's kind of how the banking system works. But these crypto companies don't operate under that, right? They're not federally insured or anything. So it came out last week that people found out that FTX was using their customers' money to, you know, the customers' coins that they were holding to reinvest in other things, right? And so that started a little bit of a controversy online, and, you know, people were like, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm going to try to take my money out of FTX. Binance, which is the world's largest crypto exchange, they decided we're going to take these guys out, basically. So we're going to take they had invested in FTX. They had put money in there. They said, yeah, we're going to pull all of our money out. In doing so, it basically collapsed the price of the coin that FTX was holding, called FTT. And that caused everyone else that was an investor or that had their money in FTX to be like, nah, I'm going to need my money now. Turns out they didn't have billions of dollars on hand because they had been investing it in other things. And so that's just caused this company to basically collapse. Sam Bankman-Fried went from being worth like $29 billion to being worth less than $1 billion in one fucking day. Jeez. And he has since resigned and stepped down as CEO. To make matters worse, FTX announced that they got hacked, and someone stole an additional $470 million from their wallet.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's at least $1 billion of funds that are missing. There's $473 million that they got stolen from them in the hack. And it turns out these tech geniuses may not be so genius after all.
Yeah, that's I still don't understand like the whole Bitcoin shit, you know, like cryptocurrency and all of that. And I definitely don't trust people with, because it seems like it's all very shady. It's all very shady, and it's all being handled by one-off people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just all seemed to be. So this is not surprising to me. It sucks in writing to see that, oh yeah, this guy had 29 billion and now is worth less than $1 billion within a day. Like, fuck. Like,
yeah, I'm reading here he's worth $0 now, actually.
Oh
yeah. Because at first it was like, oh, he's got $1 billion, poor guy. But now, yeah, if you really have nothing after being that balling, that's harsh, bro.
Yeah, within a week.
Yeah. Real quick. And the people, you know, everyone's not fucking with FTX anymore. I think they had a football stadium. Was that
they had
one of the football stadiums
name.
had a name deal with, like, you know, everything's fucking falling off now. Like, everything's done. Like, that's all fucked.
Yeah. Not a great week for tech in general, but it's really bad for this group. And like I remember like seeing in that same YouTube video, like dude lived in the Bahamas because I guess the banking laws are a little bit less
more lax,
a little bit more lax there in the Bahamas. So he lived in the Bahamas. The company was based there. He had this dope ass pad. The video was more about how like he had dedicated himself to giving away a ton of his money. Like he was donating a ton of his money to different causes around the world. And I think he was doing like $100 million a year or some shit that he was.
Hey, can I get some of that back?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that. He always like, I need to sign up for the GoFundMe. So yeah, shit is wild. Like I cannot imagine. I can't even imagine having $1 billion in my net worth. But to have so much that you feel like you're the next Mark Zuckerberg or some shit.
Right. And then it's
next
gone.
Jeff Bezos.
You wake up
and
it's
then
fucking
you wake
gone.
up and your whole world is crashing around you. Oh, that's gotta fucking blow.
Yeah. Something so fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crypto's that's the only thing I understand.
Crypto is
that crypto is fragile.
I don't fully understand it. I treat it like the stock market, like it's out of my control. Like I just gotta let it do what it do.
It always seemed like it was so much more fragile than the stock market.
Yeah, and
the stock market is pretty fucking
so much
too.
riskier. I feel like it's even more so riskier than the stock market because it's not
regulated.
It's not backed by anyone,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Facts. All right, is that the last news?
That is all I got.
All right, it's time for HOLLYWOO. All right, so no surprise to us. Obviously, it's been the talk for the past few weeks. James Gunn and Peter Safran, they took over DC Films, and apparently they came out and said that, yeah, they're mapping out 8 to 10 year plan for DC, which is not surprising.
Something they could have done 8 to 10 years ago and been in a much better position than they're in right fucking now. Like it's, they didn't who would have thought of something like that to ever make a plan? Like this is crazy talk.
I think for DC in general, they were at the time, they were seeing that Marvel was doing this 10, and they probably even heard of this and was like, "That's wild." Nah,
they were in denial. They were in denial. That's what happened.
They can't pull that shit off. Right. And then when shit started fucking and people started, really crowding
like
around
that gift from The Wire of my man who's like, "Oh shit, that worked."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they get to a point where they're just like,
dude.
fuck, okay, well, damn, now we need to come up with something.
And now they just seem like they're biting Marvel's style at this point. Like, I'm happy that they're doing that, and that's great for DC, but like, where the fuck was this? Like, this is not a new concept at all. And they're just like, hey, maybe we should also map out a plan. Like, is this cool? Does this work, guys? Like, is this what we should be doing?
I think that was their plan for a while, but they didn't have the right people
pull
to
the
map
trigger.
It out.
Yeah, I mean it's all about the right people.
In all honesty, I think with Gunn there and everything, it's going to be better than what it was going to be.
I hope so.
It's
got to be. It has to be. Like, there's no way it can't be better. At least a little bit better with Gunn there, as opposed to fucking some other dipshit whose name I don't even know.
Yeah.
So like, I hope this is it. Gets him on track. But at the same time, we're all going to be looking at him like, hey, you're like 5 to 10 years too late.
Yeah. He also I guess hinted at the fact that he's working on a Lobo project. He just tweeted out, or not even tweeted, he posted a photo of Lobo, the comic book character, on what the hell is this app that I think I downloaded?
Grindr.
Mastodon, I guess. Mastodon is another app.
How does that sound gayer than Grindr?
That's like a Twitter competitor.
He posted that out on Mastodon, and it was weird because someone asked Jason Momoa as he was going through his most recent tour, his promotion tour. He was like, "What? Like who? Oh, really? Show me." Like he was super excited, as if he was going to be involved in this Lobo thing. I'm just like, bro, you're still Aquaman, man. Like,
he posted something within the last week or so, There's a little video saying that he got some of the best news he's ever had. Like his dream project is in the works and he hasn't been able to announce it yet. So I feel like there's something big coming from Jason Momoa because he made a very, very wild video of him just being super stoked about something that he couldn't talk about, but he said it's like his dream project. That was his phrasing of it. So I mean, it can't be another Aquaman movie because I mean that's not too crazy. Like it has to be some sort of crossover. I feel like it's going to be an Aquaman and Superman team up or something crazy like that. After Cavill was like,
he said it was DC related.
Yeah, I know. I don't know at all. He didn't never specify. I feel like it's DC related. Yeah, he never specified.
A totally different thing, like He-Man or Conan the Barbarian or some shit.
It could be, but it seemed like it broke after the James Gunn thing. Like after James Gunn, they started mapping this plan out. Like he had conversations with those dudes where they're like, this is what we want to do with your, or something along those lines. So I don't know for sure, but whatever it was, he was fucking pumped, bro, and it got me pumped watching that video. Like it was really cool. So I hope I fuck with Jason Momoa so hard. Yeah, after C especially, like I fucking love Baba Voss.
No, I fuck with Jason Momoa. I think after you told me to, before that, you sent me you sent us the trailer for the new John Wick movie, John Wick 4. And before that, like, cause I hadn't watched the trailer yet at that point when I was talking shit, we were talking shit like, why do we need this? This is Walk's response, blah, blah, blah. John Wick is one of the ones that I do fuck with. But yeah, like hopefully we stop after a certain point. But then I actually saw this trailer and I can't say it anymore, man. I fuck with Bill Skarsgård, yo.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård too.
Bill Skarsgård, and he's been getting more and more roles that are outside of
Pennywise.
It's still more villainous.
Yeah,
like he's still in the villain realm. And I was telling you before that I saw the Barbarian, and that was honestly that was a change for Bill Skarsgård because I think he just played like a regular dude, and I was expecting, that's part of the thing. It's just like you're looking at him and you're like, is he fucked up? Is he not? Because it's Bill Skarsgård and whatnot, and
because he's a creepy looking dude.
He is a creepy looking dude.
He's got those eyes. Like,
but when he plays a normal dude, it's like,
is he normal though?
Yeah,
or is he
normal?
Kind of creepy.
Is he normal though?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it.
So there's a lot of that going on in that movie. But then when I saw that he's in John Wick 4, I'm like, yeah, no, I gotta watch this now. He plays seems like a Russian mob boss kind of thing.
Yeah,
I fuck with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be tight.
It looked good.
It's gonna be tight.
It looked good, but it did make me feel like fuck. Someone killing his fucking dog led to this.
Yeah, this is all.
As I'm watching this trailer, I'm like, they killed his fucking dog, and now this is where we are.
Right.
Should have left that dog alone. Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah. If he would have just fucking left his dog alone.
Yep.
And not went after him that day, all of this could have been avoided.
Yeah. He would have been watching his iPhone video of his wife and living his life and doing his thing, and now he's got to murk mad people. So that's what you get. You unleash the beast.
I also don't and I'm not talking shit about Keanu Reeves, but I also don't get those people.
Relax.
I also don't get those people that are just like, yo, like they're blaming Keanu Reeves whenever one of the movies he's in bombs. It's just like, bro, there's writing. Like Keanu Reeves has been playing Keanu Reeves his entire career. Like, what are you talking about? He still very much plays Bill and Ted, just toned down.
Right.
Each of his characters is a degree of Bill and like how much Bill and Ted is there in this Keanu?
No, it's all do I exaggerate my Keanu or am I chill Keanu?
Right. Which Keanu are you gonna be?
Exactly.
Which Ted are you gonna
be? Even with
be?
this, the one part where it was so Keanu, where he was just like when they were talking about the suits in the trailer.
Yeah.
And he was like, you wear one when you're dead and when you're some shit. And he was just like, where's my gun? Or I need a gun. I was just like, fuck, this man does not have crazy range, but I fuck with him so hard.
Yeah.
He didn't do the head bob, but yeah, that's exactly what
He did do the head bob though. He did. He did the head bob.
I remember him I remember hearing it and been like, yeah, this dude sounds corny as fuck. But I don't remember him doing that.
You gotta go back and watch him. It's probably way slighter. Again, Ted was way more of the, very animated, but it was there. It was just like, I need a gun.
Ted is in all the Keanu Reeves characters.
Every
Speed,
single one.
All of them. There's Ted there.
Every single one. So when people blame Keanu Reeves for
blame the casting director because they knew who they were casting.
Blame the writers, man. Fuck. You gotta make us forget that we're watching Keanu Reeves,
right? And that's how
we fuck with Keanu Reeves. Yeah. He's dope, but we know what we're getting into. Mm-hmm. But you have to make us forget that we are watching a Keanu Reeves movie. And I think the first
3 John Wicks have done that.
Yes.
So that's more power to them.
More power to them.
Fuck.
Oh man. All right. So I also got a little bit more information now from the Indiana Jones series. It's going to be a prequel series based on before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So young Indiana Jones.
So it's going to be young Indiana Jones.
So wait, how are they doing that with?
Yes, we have, but now it's new and it's Disney Plus.
And it's going to be good.
Are they de-aging Harrison Ford? Is he not part of it?
No, I'm assuming they're definitely going to be getting someone younger, obviously, to play. Okay.
So is Harrison Ford not involved with this?
I don't believe so. Okay. No.
I'm okay with that then. I don't want Harrison Ford involved with it. He has no need to be here. He's very old. He's very grumpy.
Yeah.
We don't need that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I fuck with the character of Indiana Jones, but I can't see him doing anything related to it anymore. Like that time has long passed.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying about this last one.
Yeah.
I'm still fucking amazed that he's coming out in one more.
I'm surprised
I thought
he's
we were
acting
past that.
still.
Yeah, he's going to be the fucking Red Hulk.
He needs a nice nap
in the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He does need a nice nap.
Do him good.
But I don't remember the character, but I guess, or maybe it wasn't a character in the previous ones, but Abner Ravenwood is the mentor of Indiana Jones, and he will be the protagonist in the Disney Plus series.
Oh, the protagonist. Okay.
Yeah. I guess he's the mentor of Indiana Jones, and we're gonna see how that goes. I don't know. I'll watch it for sure.
Let's get wild and make it Shia LaBeouf.
You're really holding on to that one. He was the one that was supposed to take on the mantle.
I still feel like he could.
But people really hated.
I know people hate and productions hate Shia LaBeouf. So it's a very slim chance of that ever happening. I fuck with Shia LaBeouf. I fuck with Shia still. I don't give a fuck.
He's one of the dudes. I forgot what I was watching recently, but he's one of the dudes where you feel like if you met him in person, he's just legit. That's just how he is.
Yeah. Yep. Facts.
So another thing, 28 months later is finally happening.
With Cillian Murphy?
With Cillian Murphy.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yep.
My man Cillian.
Yep.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, so obviously Cillian Murphy started, at least his American career. That's what started it off with the 28 Days Later.
That's where I first remember seeing him.
Yeah, those piercing eyes.
Yeah,
couldn't
so blue. They're so blue.
And 28 Days Later was just a different type of zombie movie.
You're used to like slow zombies. Like,
yep. That was the first one where they were kind of just like running.
Yeah, they're sprinting, bro. Like that shit was terrifying as a motherfucker.
It was that and Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
both of those. Where they were just sprinting, and that shit was crazy.
The Twitchers.
Yep. And it said that the sequel, it didn't quite bring the same profit as the original. So that's why it's been so long before seeing another sequel. But yeah, we're gonna be getting a third installment, and Cillian Murphy is down.
Cillian?
Yeah, Cillian. I don't know why I always say Cillian.
That's how I pronounced it for a while, until I heard it pronounced properly. But I mean, now that he's done with Peaky Blinders, he probably has a whole bunch of opportunities and things that he can do and jump into, and that's dope.
Sure.
He's going to that throwback. He knows that was his bread and butter.
He's another one, man. If Cillian is involved, I'm down for it.
Because I mean, he said it himself. You know, he was up against another actor. I forget who it was. I think it was. I don't remember who it was, but for the role of Thomas Shelby, he was up against another actor for that role, and he sent like a tweet or an email or something to like the producer or someone. He was like, you know, you can hire anyone you want. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, remember, I'm an actor. And that was like the final thing that he sent to that casting producer. And he got that role. And sure as fuck, he is an actor and he fucking murdered it. But like that stuck out to me when he said that. I forget who he was going against. It was somebody stupid where like you wouldn't want to see
Statham.
That's who it was. It was Jason Statham. Yep. Like just another dude with a Cockney accent that probably could have done okay. But Cillian Murphy compared to Jason Statham, he 100% is an actor. Right, exactly. And he was 100% dead on, and he nailed it.
He did. I fucking love that show. I can't wait till that movie drops.
Oh man,
if that's true,
one day
they said
we'll get it.
They made it
in like 5 years. Like
no, I don't. I think it'll be less than 5 years because they said that they made the series to finish off with a movie.
All right.
Well, and the way that the series ended definitely made room for that.
Yeah.
So all of that shit tracks.
Let's do it.
I can't wait for that.
Okay, Cillian, we see you.
We see you, cut. All right. So Aubrey Plaza has been cast in a mysterious role or in Agatha, the Coven of Chaos. Mm-hmm. Fuck with Aubrey Plaza.
Fuck yeah.
We talked about that before. You know. Mm-hmm. Another Latina.
Step on my
MCU.
face.
She's Latina? I didn't know.
That's what people keep. They
really?
Yeah, she is.
Aubrey Plaza.
We definitely we definitely what's it called?
Claim that one.
We claimed that one. Yeah.
With the racial draft, you drafted Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's I believe she's half Puerto Rican or full Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I believe so.
Damn.
Her father is Puerto Rican. Yep. Her mother is.
Oh, okay.
Good for her.
Look at that. She's fucking hot.
Yeah, she is.
So I can't wait to see.
Curb
Yeah,
stomp
I mean, what?
Apparently, that's a thing for people to want Aubrey Plaza to curb stomp them.
Really?
Or walk on their face with high heels.
Bro.
Ooh. Turning me.
What the fuck
really
is up
weird.
with these people, bro?
I don't know, but I seen this.
Remember?
You know those like Vanity Fair YouTube videos and shit, or GQ videos where they like have people read things about them or look themselves up on Google and shit. She was reading thirst tweets, and like half of them were like, "I would let Aubrey Plaza destroy every hole that I have." She's reading
I never
like,
understand those. Dudes are fucking gross.
Thirsty,
man.
Son.
Yeah.
When they thirsty.
I be seeing dudes like with comments like I would suck the fart out of her ass or some shit like what, bro? The fuck out of here.
They were talking about Margot Robbie, huh?
Yeah, they were talking one of them. Mm-hmm. I don't even think they got to be like that bad.
That's the one that Dave, you're sucking fart out of my
100%. 100%. Give me that. Like a bong rip.
The two of you.
I'll bury it too. I'll bury it too.
Yep. With that fart.
Just blow it out. Yep. Don't give a fuck.
Oh, man. There are going to be so many people that agree with you on that.
I know. That's why I love it.
In the heat of passion. In the heat of passion.
You're not kicking her out of bed. You're like, yo, juice rip ass? Yep. Okay. Cool.
Oh, for sure. But I'm not going. I'm not saying hold one moment as I duck under the sheets and inhale.
Bury it. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. But you're also not going to be mad at it if that happened either.
No. I'd be confused, but not
but
mad.
you let it roll still. You think about it the
I'm in
next
bed
day.
with
Like, that's
Margot
pretty
Robbie,
weird, huh?
like-
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all the wind.
Yep. Yep. I know.
Oh man, this is the best high I've ever had in my life.
It's like a whippet.
It's like a whip.
Like a whip it.
Wow, 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 wow. Yep.
Oh man, moving on. Honestly, I can't. I don't know who I would think of to even think like, yep, yep, 100%. That's who I would want. I would do that to that person.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson's pretty fucking hot. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's like what's her name, Rosario Dawson in Clerks 2, where she denied it at first, and then
she's
at
like,
the
in
end,
the
she
heat
was
of
like,
passion?
in the heat of passion,
Asked him
there
if
are
it's okay.
there are no rules there.
Yeah. Everything's different. When you're fucking, there's like rules don't apply no more. Life don't apply no more. It's just a different world.
Yeah, you're just like, how far can I
Right,
go until
right.
I'm disgusted with myself?
You don't feel bad until after, until you're all done, and then it's somebody else's problem. It's not yours anymore.
Oh, the accuracy.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay.
Who was that?
This is what Aubrey Plaza brings out in us, bro.
Yeah, same.
She's hot. She's hot for sure.
We're disgusting.
We are disgusting. Sorry, Aubrey. I know you're a fan of the show.
Yeah.
You listen every week.
Please keep
and
listening.
Please do so. 'Cause, we love you. We love you here. Okay, we want you here. All right. So moving on. So Marvel's Ironheart has wrapped production. So that's awesome to hear. We're going to be getting something soon with that. We also got a little glimpse of that character in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Well, but I think we're going to get to that in a little bit anyway. So we're definitely going to talk about that. But that's dope. We get that's wrapped. So we get more Marvel content. Still very much looking forward to Quantumania. But again, we'll probably talk about that in a little bit. Sandman 2, or the Sandman Season 2 has finally been announced for
That's dope.
Netflix. Has been renewed for Season 2. I know I got probably 2 episodes in maybe and then fell off, but it wasn't the content. It was more so I just haven't gotten back to it. Johnny is a big advocator for this. So
I wouldn't say a big advocator, but I enjoyed it.
okay.
I watched it. It was interesting.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. If you're not watching anything else, I would say give it a shot. I wouldn't go out of my way to make sure you watch The Sandman.
Right.
But you'll be okay if you miss out on it. But it's pretty good. It seemed kind of almost anthological. There was an overarching story, like from beginning to end, where he gets all his shit taken from him. He's got to recover all the shit by the end and fix the vortex. But every episode is kind of dealing with its own thing, in a way.
Almost procedural. Like a Law and Order.
Kind of.
I don't. Yeah,
but-
from the episodes that I saw, it wasn't.
I won't say it's
I
that
wouldn't
much.
say that it was that.
Yeah, it's not.
It was
that
at least
much,
a
but-
linear story.
Yeah, there is.
But you
But
wouldn't want to watch
there's
the
also,
episodes
like-
out of order.
No, you can't watch it out of order.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
there's continuity there.
There is some continuity. Like I said, there is the overarching story of what he's doing and how he gets to each next stage or whatnot. But but there's also like a lot of shit that's happening where you're just like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, why are they talking about this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's fun though. I liked it.
I have
Girl
to
Brienne played
revisit
Lucifer.
that.
She was good.
Oh, all right. Brienne of Tarth.
Okay.
Brienne of Tarth, yeah, she was Lucifer.
Okay. Nice.
I have to.
Gwendolyn
go back
Christie?
To it. I have to go back to it.
She's great.
Sure.
Yeah, that's her name.
Okay.
Right now, damn, I haven't even seen the latest episode of Peripheral.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta watch the latest episode too.
I'm-
Johnny
You
said it was
either?
fire.
No,
I
no,
didn't watch
I'm-
it yet. No.
Oh my
So
god!
I'm
this
giving-
is easily the best episode of Peripheral thus far.
I'm giving my girl the option, or because she works on weekends and we hadn't had the opportunity. We went to watch it, but on it was Thursday night. But on Thursdays it drops at midnight, and we're just not up that
Is
late.
it midnight?
So
I thought it dropped earlier than that.
no, nine
Yeah.
on the West Coast.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
midnight
Western.
on East Coast. So we went to watch it. We couldn't watch it because it was later, and then we haven't had the opportunity to. But since she works weekends, and I don't know when she's coming home, like, you know, it's just some time differences there. If she falls asleep or whatever, I'm watching it, and then she can just catch up.
Rewatch. Yeah.
Which she's cool with that. She said that before, like, oh, you could just watch it and I'll catch up. But I try to at least watch it with her because that lessens the chance of me having to watch the same fucking episode again.
Yeah, that sucks.
You catching
but,
up means
yeah.
watching it by yourself, not with me.
Well, this week I'm also going to be in California, so
She'll have time to.
yeah, she could
Catch
watch.
up.
Yeah, she could.
Perfect.
I
Watch it on the
started first. I started the first episode of Mosquito, or the first episode season 2 of Mosquito Coast, which we're watching that too. So
I don't know what that is.
it's a Apple
It's an
TV
Apple
Plus.
TV show.
Yeah,
I wasn't that sold
pretty
on the
good.
first season. Like, it ended, and then I was like, I wonder if they're gonna do a season 2 here. They probably will. Do I care enough
Yeah.
to see what happens when they get to Mexico or whatever?
yeah. So it's
It's
about
just a lot of like mystery, which is so mysterious.
yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Too
That
much.
it's like,
They're-
what
they're not
in
giving
the
enough
fuck
answers.
are they running from? I still don't know.
yeah.
A whole season in, they're fucking running,
Watching-
and I still don't know what for.
Watching the half of the first episode, you have a better idea of it. But she fell asleep,
Yeah.
so I stopped it. Whatever. You know.
My girl gave up on that show like on episode 5, so I can watch it whenever.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still not at the point where I'm just like, yeah, fuck this show. Like I am with what's the M. Night Shyamalan one on Apple TV Plus?
Oh, Servant.
Yeah, I watched the entire first season, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. But that tracks with M. Night Shyamalan, so.
He's got a new.
But
movie
Mosquito
coming out,
Coast
right?
is, yeah, he does, man. But it's M. Night Shyamalan, so
You never know.
I'm not.
hit or miss.
Yeah, very hit or miss. And the only things that really been hitting is tied to the
Glass.
The Glass franchise, like
Yeah, but what was the first one that started that? Because it was the Sixth Sense.
yeah.
Unbreakable. There
Yep.
you go. So it was Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. Those were like the 2 solid movies.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few other ones in between those that was like, they were all right,
yeah.
but
Signs
still
was good.
questionable. Yeah,
Signs was. I liked Signs.
Signs was
I
all
would-
right.
Signs I like. I would say that Unbreakable at the time when it was released got a lot of shit. People didn't like Unbreakable.
I'm sure.
Until the Beast
tied
one
it
came
together.
out. What was the Multiplicity one? What was that?
With Patty, he's like, "This is Patty." Split. Yes. Split.
When Split came out, and then at the very end you find out it's connected to Unbreakable. Now you're like, oh, there's this whole universe.
I remember back then.
Yeah.
Back
What's
then,
that?
a lot of people really liked Unbreakable.
Oh no! All I heard was people talking about how slow it was, how boring it was.
Yeah.
I remember a
Split
lot
was
of people
good.
giving it shit.
But that was still the it was Signs. Obviously, Sixth Sense was like the major hit there.
That's probably his biggest hit.
Unbreakable was a good movie. Even back then, I think people were praising that one. And then there was one more. Not Not where he was walking away from the wind and Mark Wahlberg running from the fucking wind.
Mist?
It was the other one. It was another one where it seemed like they were
The Happening.
in like that.
Oh, The Happening.
Yeah. It was another one where they were like in the 1800s
Village?
or some shit. The Village. There we go. And then that was the last one where people were like, "Yeah, I still."
I feel like that one gets a lot of shit too. People were
That one
really
did get a
upset
lot-
at the ending. They're like, "Wait a minute, what?
That one
That's
did.
how it ended? Oh, fuck out of here."
Yeah.
I think that
That's with
that
Thomas
kind of
Jane.
started
Is that with
like
Thomas Jane?
I can't remember who the fuck
that-
was in it, but yeah, that's. I feel like that is the one that started the shitting on M. Shyamalan. Like Signs, people were like, it was good, but I don't know how I feel about the ending. Then The Village came out, people were like, oh, fuck this dude, M. Night. And then freaking Shape of Water came, and people were like, oh, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That was M. Night Shyamalan?
think
Shape
it was-
of Water?
No,
I thought that
Shape
was
of Water
Guillermo
was
del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro,
Oh, and then it's the other one that had the
and that was a
The
spin-off
mermaid
off of
person.
Hellboy.
yeah, not Shape of Water. It was something like Lady in the Lake, something like that. Lady in the Water.
Lady, yeah.
That one. That one
The
was
Village
shit.
was Sigourney Weaver, William Hurt, Joaquin Phoenix, Bryce Dallas Howard, Adrian Brody,
It was a good cast.
Brendan Gleeson.
I liked
Yeah.
The Village.
Brendan
I thought it was
Gleeson.
good.
I thought it was good, yeah, and the ending was
I
like
like-
oh fuck, like I didn't
like the
see
ending,
that coming,
though.
but it wasn't.
Judy
Oh,
Greer.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg was.
It
in
wasn't
too.
like the wildest surprise, but it was a pretty big surprise. Like I don't know why people were so upset that they were, in modern times.
I think
the
they
whole
just.
time. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. It wasn't
Anyways.
bad. It was just like, they were just scaring you to keep you here.
Yeah.
It was all the people. Yeah, that's
I guess people were
that's
more upset
current
like
society. Hello.
they were waiting for like a real alien or monster. And then when it wasn't, they were like, oh,
Fuck, yeah.
yeah.
All right, so last thing that I have to throw in here is I guess we're getting a Gangs in New York TV series that's currently in development, and Martin Scorsese will executive produce it and direct the first 2 episodes.
See, when they direct the first 2 episodes, or the first episode, like he did with Boardwalk Empire, that makes me nervous. That's like,
Why? Boardwalk fucked.
No, Boardwalk did fuck. But like the fact that they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this first episode and just let y'all handle the rest. Like we like, oh, they're doing it. This is Scorsese. Like he's gonna do the first episode. It's gonna be dope. And in Boardwalk, it was. That ended up fucking. But like that's not always the case when a big director steps in to sort of kick it off. Like not everyone can fill those shoes and keep bringing it for a season or 2.
This right here seems like he directed the original movie, and the property is his pretty much, so he has to be attached.
Yeah.
So he's going to executive produce, kind of start off the direction of how he would want it to, how he would want it to look, and what he would want the feeling to be,
But
and
it's
then
still in
push it
someone
off.
else's hands.
Correct.
They're just like,
Correct.
all right, now like you're giving someone your child. They're like, raise them right. They might or they might not. Like
That's what they
who
do, though.
knows exactly?
Yeah,
no,
that's
I
what they
get
do.
it.
And we've
Just that
seen
makes
some
me
success.
more nervous.
Like Boardwalk Empire is a good example of success in that, but we've also seen some shit that just bombs.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I can't think of a TV.
I
can't think of a TV show. I can't think of a TV show, but I can think of like the example of Man of Steel. Right, Man of Steel. Zack Snyder was in the helm of that. Chris Nolan was a producer because he came off of Batman. Kind of had a hand in that world before Zack Snyder. And then after Man of Steel, it was all in Zack Snyder's hand.
Right.
And so that movie, in my opinion, was a great Superman movie. I thought it was great, but people have different opinions about Man of Steel. But I thought that the elements that made it good was because Nolan had a hand in at least molding that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it plays the same way as far as like in this world for a TV show. He's gonna start off the feeling of it, start off with his direction of the first 2 episodes, kind of get everyone in aligned with this is the world. This is how it's supposed to go. These are how these characters behave. And this is the example. And then, kind of go from there. But him being an executive producer, even though he's not directing it, him being an executive producer and being attached in any way, I think he still has a say. It does help.
For sure. But it also, like in The Nick, Johnny, you watched The Nick, right?
He did.
Yep. Steven Soderbergh directed every episode of that show, and every episode was just fire. And if you're not familiar with The Nick, it was the Knickerbocker Hospital in 1900.
I remember y'all talking about it.
A killer fucking show. And if Soderbergh directed the first episode or 2, they probably would have fucked, and it probably would have wandered downhill after that. But the fact that Soderbergh was there for every episode and that was sort of like his baby made it that much better. And obviously it didn't do that well if they ended up canceling it after a couple seasons. But it still fucked. Like, I mean, the people that fucked with it fucked with it.
And it was on
a shitty network. That's why.
Cinemax.
It was Cinemax.
Yeah, it was a Cinemax show. Which
it was not even a Cinemax show. Great. It was a Cinemax app show. Right?
No, that was on. It was on actual Cinemax.
Oh, okay.
This was sort of pre streaming services taking over, so it still was a Cinemax only show. But I mean, not a lot of people fucked with Cinemax at the time, and still, probably don't. But it was, the fact that he was there to helm the entire thing. I don't know. I feel like made it better. Each episode there was, continuity, and you didn't feel a drop off of any sort. But I don't know. Not enough people fucked with it.
Something recently that got fucked. It was what you guys were talking about. I can't remember what it was. Like a big director only did like the first 2 episodes, and I didn't really care so much for the rest of the series.
I think somebody did something on HBO. It was about music. There was a music show about like the music scene in the 70s or something like that, where I want to say it was Scorsese. Scorsese jumped on. There was some big director that jumped on to sort of helm this thing, and they did their first episode or 2, and it ended up getting canceled after like the first season or so. Bobby Cannavale was in it. I know you've been watching him and something else.
I remember him being on something recently.
It was what appeared to be a sort of a big show with big names behind it, and it ended up dropping off real quick. It literally got 1 season on HBO, and they're like, yeah, we're probably going to move on from this, and they did, which was, surprising with such a big name attached to it. That doesn't always, it's not enough to carry it through.
I don't see anything with, he's in Big Mouth.
Who?
Bobby Cannavale.
Is he really?
Yeah. Well, he played Nick's agent. And, there's a couple people that he voiced from 2018 to 2020.
Let's see.
But I can't see anything that was, like, specifically to HBO.
That wasn't bad, actually. The Old Man. John Watts was the director for the first 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. Old Man wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad.
It was pretty good.
I can't even remember what the ending is. I got to go back and watch that.
Actually, I'm honestly pretty sure that I did not finish.
Vinyl was the HBO show.
Vinyl. I do remember that. That was Scorsese?
Yeah, it was someone big. Hold on, let me see.
Vinyl.
Yeah, Scorsese did the first episode in 2016, and then it dropped the fuck off after that. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese and Mick Jagger. Interesting.
Yeah. Supposed to be big. I was like, man, maybe I should fuck with that. And then by the time I got around to maybe fucking with it, it was like, yeah, this is canceled. We don't want to fuck with this anymore. So that's not always the best. It still has to be quality content, quality everything.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's all I have for the news. So before we head out for the evening, I think we're gonna do a little bit of spoiler alert. It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
So
Spoiler alert.
for for those of you who are new to the show and don't know exactly what that means we're going to be talking about Wakanda Forever, the newest Black Panther movie. So if you do not want to hear our free-flowing talk about this movie that will contain spoilers, I will tell you right now to fall off. Once you've watched the movie, you can come back, listen to the end of this episode, and listen to what we have to say about it. All right, because it's gonna be spicy.
Es spicy, muy spicy.
Muy caliente. All right, so but remember, if you're falling off now, rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. We love you. Thank you for listening. Peace. All right, so we've all had an opportunity to watch Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
And we know for the most part that actually do we want to go one by one on our thoughts, or
let's do it.
Sure. All right, Johnny, please let us know how you felt.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was dumb emotional. They were pulling on the emotional strings from the fucking first frame to the very last. I'm
not gonna lie, bro. That beginning scene, like it was all emotional, but I didn't get like choked up and almost like teary-eyed until the Marvel, like the Marvel thing came up. Yeah, that's where I was like, "Fuck, Chapelle."
Yeah. I will concur that as well. It's so there was a little bit of a push pull for me. So for one, like the shit started, and the motherfuckers next to me were still talking, because they didn't realize that the movie started. Because her first words, I think her first word was "bast," right? She was talking to their deity, but it was still a black screen, and so they were still chatting away over there, and I'm like, "Yo, shut the fuck up! The movie started." And that kind of drew me out. Then realizing immediately that they decided to go with an off-screen illness. I was like, oh, interesting. So I'm kind of like still analyzing at that part. So yeah, and then then they did the funeral march and all that, and it was a little bit more of a celebration. So yeah, not emotional. But then when the Marvel title card came up and it was all dedicated to Chadwick, that definitely is when I started to first get choked up. Then there was a couple other moments throughout the movie that I got choked up, and then absolutely at the end, the very last, not the end celebration, but the mid-credit scene where they revealed, that he has a son and shit. That hit me hard. The push-pull that I was saying, though, is that I would probably have been more emotional about the whole thing if I didn't hate Letitia Wright so much.
Yeah.
Like there was a hard part
Facts.
where I was like, I'm supposed to be rooting for this bitch. Like I don't like her as a person. She ruined how much I liked Shuri as a character.
Yes.
And then the Shuri character was being a little bratty. And wasn't. And again, I don't know how much of that was tainted because of the person, Letitia Wright, ruining the character of Shuri. So that was a big hard part for me. But outside of that, I like the storyline. I like the direction they went. I loved the surprise of Killmonger. I loved
that was good.
Pretty
was
much
really good.
everything that they kind of. I thought they did an amazing job. I totally understand when Ryan Coogler said that after Chadwick passed, he had to go back and rewrite the movie. I understand what he meant by that because the thread of T'Challa passing was throughout the whole movie. Like there was always callbacks to it, things that, you know, I can understand, like the story that he had of the Atlanteans versus the Wakandans, that didn't change, but a lot of the motivation changed for a lot of different movements, and so I can understand why he said that, and I thought he did a great job. I thought the writing was great. I thought that was good. Almost every scene was pretty good. I really think just the hardest part for me was just that I don't like, she was so annoying during the production part of the movie that it kind of pulled me out of it a little bit, where I wasn't really rooting for her. And then they really fucked me with the football commercial that played sometime in the last 2 weeks, where then they showed like the 2 Black Panther helmets, and like it was like a random cut scene where they show the 2 helmets and then they cut to something else. And I was like, I literally looked at the TV and then I looked at my boy and I was like, well, that fucking sucks. I guess there's going to be 2 Black Panthers. Thanks for ruining it for me, commercial.
Yeah.
Obviously that didn't happen. And wasn't even close to anything that was happening. So it was just like, this is why I don't fucking watch trailers, man. I watch the teasers and then I walk away.
They've been getting real fucking crazy with these trailers, and they're getting. But I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, I agree. I was able to separate Letitia Wright, like from the character Shuri, but I still struggled with giving a fuck about Shuri struggling a little bit in that, you know what I mean? And I still felt like even when she became Black Panther,
in the last 10 minutes of the movie?
Yeah, at the end of the movie, awesome. Even for whatever, and I didn't mind that because I knew that was going to go on. I had a feeling that was what I already had it in my mind.
The last battle.
That was going to be what they were going to do. But even when she was the Black Panther, I felt like she's not ready. Like, this bitch is not ready to be Black Panther. Like, I had a hard time believing that she overcame Namor the way that she did, and actually had a one-up on him. You know what I mean? Like, I had a hard time believing that. But I thought they did an amazing job with Namor, and the backstory, the underwater scenes were way better than they were for fucking Aquaman. I just thought it looked way more, like it would look way more natural. It just looked dope. The way that they covered underwater. And it made me care about Namor, what he was, what he stood up for, and the fact that he is an anti-hero. Mm-hmm. It made me care about that character in particular. So I love that. But yeah, still
didn't
Letitia
hurt
Wright,
that he was Latino and there was a ton of Spanish being spoken as well. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought that was dope too. But it still had
speak Yucatan?
No, but there was Spanish. There was
some Spanish. Yeah,
scenes where
hello, Lupita. She had a dope ass thing where she was just speaking straight up Spanish.
She was speaking like 7 different languages in this fucking movie. I'm like, you are so skilled. I'm like impressed.
Yeah, Lupita's dope.
She could get that pipe, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But those are and again, I enjoyed the movie. The most annoying parts were definitely Letitia Wright and Riri. I found Riri to be an annoying.
I don't have a problem with her.
College.
She got that cake.
You didn't have a.
She got that cake in that last scene when she was wearing that jumpsuit. Even the dudes next to me were everybody was like, "Oh shit, she got an ass."
Yeah, and I mean that. Yeah, but
That tracks.
I think that
aside from her cake, I don't think
she was. It was like whenever a character tries to be, you can tell that that's not naturally her. How they try to make her a little bit more. I hate using the word urban. I don't like that fucking word, but it's just like a little bit more hood, I guess. With like the way that she was talking, it didn't seem natural to me, and it threw me off of that. It just sounded fucking annoying to me. And she also looked like somebody that we worked with at the fruit stand a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. She did. So maybe I don't know. Maybe yeah, she that
that Black Panther movie.
Wakanda Forever?
Not Black Panther, but the Black Panthers.
With what's his face?
Jesus and the Messiah or something like that.
Yeah.
She was in that movie as well.
Okay, see, but
and she was.
I don't know. It was some.
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
remember that.
something.
I would say.
No, I wouldn't say it was the same vibe. I don't know.
I mean,
it seemed
her
like
character.
I can't remember her character in that one. I have to see
Not
it
the
again.
movie, obviously, is a different vibe.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Judah and the
I'm just
Messiah.
saying. I'm just saying that there was something about her character that didn't seem authentic, and I don't like that overly, like, I don't know. It was something. It threw me off. I wasn't a fan of it, and like with the show coming up, that I'm just expecting way more of that. So I'm like, whatever. It wasn't completely like I'm thrown off of this character, but it was. I'm just like, she just seems like she's a little bit much, but it's just a character, like whatever. But those are the two things that I found troublesome with that.
Yeah, I heard y'all both say that
but-
in the text chat, and I was like, I didn't get that vibe at all from her.
Right.
Yeah. They made her sort of obnoxious.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah,
because she didn't have that, like, that refinement of Wakanda, like where everyone holds themselves in a certain way, and she's
Right.
just a MIT college student, and they made that very clear that she was not on the same page, and nor should she be. I mean, the Dora Milaje is a lot different than some chick going to MIT. But from the very beginning, I felt like that opening where it was literally just how they got through Chadwick passing. Like you said, before the fucking movie opened, it was a black screen and they're already shoving it down our throats. Like, this is how we're going to fix the script. Like, I saw rewrite in that script fucking everywhere. Like, it didn't feel like the movie that we were supposed to see. And Namor, and I said this in the group chat, Namor was the best part of that movie. I can't fuck with Letitia Wright. I couldn't get behind Shuri. I couldn't fuck with her as a Black Panther. Like, I was missing Chadwick the whole fucking time. I was watching, like, man, if fucking Chadwick was here for this movie, this would have been so different. Because I was comparing it to the very first Black Panther, which I did not have any expectations for. And sure, that's not fair. It's a different movie, different, Chadwick's not there. But that vibe of the first movie, the Kendrick and the soundtrack, like, it had stuff that I wasn't even ready for. I didn't know I was going to fuck with that first Black Panther that hard. And just based on, this movie made $10 million before it even opened. Like, it was on the track to keep fucking, and I wanted it to fuck so bad. And there were so many little things that pissed me off with it, starting from, like, the very opening where, Chadwick's dying. Like, they needed to get that out of the way. That felt like when there's a True Blood cliffhanger, and then the next episode, they resolve that within the first 2 minutes. And it's not a big deal. It's not like you thought it was going to be. They just sort of, all right, let's get on with the story now after we got that cliffhanger out of the way. And even that I felt was,
but I didn't feel like they resolved it and then that's it. We put a button on it, Chadwick's gone. I felt like that kept being brought up, and they kept going back to that.
They had to deal with it. Obviously, like, there's a lot of emotions that happened there, and that was Shuri's brother. It was a son. It was the savior of Wakanda, the Black Panther. Like, everyone had to come to terms with that. But I felt like, as the audience, I felt like they were kind of playing me like, okay, like, you all were waiting for this. How are we going to handle this? oh, he had an illness and he died in the first 2 minutes. And then let's get on with the rest of the movie and sort of let's weave in whatever story it was going to be with poor Chadwick passing. And I don't fuck with Letitia Wright, bro. Like, I couldn't, as much as I wanted to, I just did not give a fuck about that character. Like, and I kept checking my phone for the time. I was like, is this almost over? Like, this felt like the longest fucking Marvel movie of all time. Like, just because I didn't know how long it was going to be, first of all.
Yeah,
but
I
like
didn't either.
there was
pretty long.
5 or 6 ending points. So I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to wrap it up. Like, oh, no, we're back on the beach now. Okay, we're on the beach. This is a beach scene. Oh, we're going to check in with fucking, you know, this dude in the CIA. Let's go back to Langley and see what they're like. They just couldn't fucking wrap it up. It felt so disjointed.
I think this might be the only Marvel movie I got up and used the bathroom during.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This was a bathroom trip worthy Marvel movie because it just was not coherent. It didn't seem linear. They did the best they could with what they had to do. The actors, I mean, I felt like the emotion was there. Like, I felt the emotion when they were crying over, you know, T'Challa. Like, I felt like those were real tears. Like, they missed Chadwick. Like, that's what I was picturing, you know, when they were crying and the emotion was high. Like, I get it. They were all tight. But it didn't live up to the hype that I was expecting for it over these past years that we've been waiting.
I have to disagree on the fact that it wasn't linear and it wasn't maybe my ear for that isn't as in tune as yours is, but for me, there were the small things where I was just like, yeah, I kind of want, you know, I don't feel like Letitia Wright is perfect for taking up the helm as the Black Panther. Man, she did that, and I don't feel like she's ready. You know, those were the little things. But I think after watching it, because we had this conversation, and my assumption was like, yo, it has to be an on-screen death. They're going to CGI it. Black Panther, you know, it's going to be a decision where maybe they don't show Chadwick's face, but, you know, maybe they do some shit with Black Panther where he like makes a quick decision, and Shuri is the reason for
to save her.
He sacrificed himself for her, which made it hard.
I would have liked that.
For that. So that was my thought. But then after watching this and seeing, like, Johnny was like, I wouldn't mind it being like an illness and blah blah blah, like, you know, similar to Chadwick. As I was watching it, I thought like, oh, this is a much better way of handling that, because we do grieve the character a little bit more, because it wasn't a decision. It was something that he couldn't do. And I thought they did a great job with re-explaining to us, you know, that like, oh yeah, that's right, Killmonger did burn all of the fucking plants that probably would have saved them in this situation. And you know, and it was her trying to recreate this genetically, you know, trying to get, you know, as fast as she could to save her brother and not being able to get there on time. I was like, oh, that was a smart way of doing that. Mm-hmm. And then that also pushed along towards the end to where she finally got it. And, you know, and there was able to be a Black Panther, because without that flower, there was no ability for there to be a Black Panther. Yeah. So I thought all of that made perfect sense.
They did good with what they had to work with.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
And I went in there again with no expectations, because I had no fucking idea where they were going to go. I still had
expectations. As dope as Black Panther was, I thought Coogler was really gonna bring. And some people think he did, and I'm not going to disagree with them.
I think he did great with what he had.
With what he had, sure.
Correct.
Sure. I would have loved to see what it would have been, and obviously that's not a choice.
Yeah, we're not able to see that.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I get that. I think I had higher expectations based on the ratings, based on the Rotten Tomato rate, 86%. Jesus Christ, is gonna and I didn't feel like that was.
You don't think it's worth 86%?
I don't think it was. No, I don't think that was an 86%.
Damn, yeah, I cannot agree with you on there.
That's fair.
Yeah, I thought it I thought
think
it was
it's higher.
better.
I'm trying to find out who are the 15 fuckers that didn't like the movie.
I thought they did great, but yes, I definitely agree with the fact that Letitia Wright. It's hard to get behind her as
It sucks.
Black
too.
Panther.
That was
and
the
give a
only
fuck.
thing. That was
Give
the
a
only thing
fuck
for me.
about her.
Like the whole time I'm watching it, I'm just like, the more it plays, the more I'm like, oh, she's gonna be the fucking Black Panther. She's definitely gonna be the fucking Black Panther.
Yep.
And I don't really
'Cause, like,
want her
even-
to be. I don't want it to be her.
Even my Riri beef, it's not that serious. You know, it's like, you know, she's a little bit annoying. She's a little bit of obnoxious. Could be exactly what you said. Like just in the presence of any Wakandan person, you know, she's just like a little bit more
proper, and she's more urban.
Yeah. She's just a little bit, you know, more
Even though
more
it was
in your face.
MIT and Cambridge, like it's not like she's from fucking Detroit or anything
Well,
like
she's
that.
from
Like she was
Chicago.
still from a okay. So that was she was from Chicago,
She's
but
from
she was
Chicago.
like
She's just
on
going
like a
to MIT.
scholarship or something.
Well,
Yeah.
probably,
So
yeah,
even
'cause
with
she's a genius.
Probably.
yeah, even with all of that, like
Her
I can get
Chicago
past her.
parents
I
couldn't
can get
afford
past
that.
that. You know, whatever
I seen
whatever
the
reservations
Chicago
I had.
flag in her dorm.
Okay. Oh, the Bulls. She had the Bulls. in
No,
there
she
too,
had.
yeah.
She mentioned the Bulls in something.
Oh, there was a Bulls flag. There was a Bulls.
There was
in
a
her,
Bulls
in her
flag
dorm
too?
room
Yeah.
there. Yeah, there was
no,
a Bulls
but like the
poster or
city of
something.
Chicago, they have the blue, white, blue with the 3 stars. That's like the city of Chicago flag.
Okay. So they know she was holding it down for Chi-Town.
Yeah.
What I was saying is I can get
repping.
past her. Whatever
South side.
beef I had with her character,
Yeah.
I could get past that.
Sure.
But Letitia Wright, I just
Letitia
felt
Wright.
like she just wasn't.
Yeah.
She didn't even
She
feel
wasn't
like
the
when she would
right-
say
yeah.
Wakanda and she would even do the thing. It just didn't feel like she gave a shit, dude. I didn't feel.
Yeah,
the-
when
I
she
didn't-
would come up to her and she would like give her like this, like, you know, this
even her acting
trying to be
Yeah.
cool and shit. I'm just like, oh, that's horrible.
yeah. When
Horrible.
when her and what's her face were standing outside of MIT and they were watching
Yeah.
Riri as she
Kobe. I don't remember what her name was.
yeah and
Okoye.
but they were like, you know, in their fine outfits or whatever, and she had like that purple jumpsuit on. I was like, you look so fucking corny right now. Like,
Yeah, mad. So she's like, I could
I'm
fit in
not
with these
fucking with
kids,
your
and she was in the
vibe at
dorm. She
all.
was in the dorm the next
and
shot.
she,
like,
yeah,
just
and she
walking
was
down
like
the
trying
hallway.
to be like cool and shit, and she slapped
Right.
her up and all. That's when I was just like, maybe I just don't fucking like you. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
it is, because I really don't. I'm not feeling your vibe at all.
Because she was like that with Chadwick too. She would slap him up in that same way,
Yeah,
you know. But I thought it was corny, even.
and I think I thought it was corny then. Yeah, because I mean, maybe I just never really liked her as an actor the whole
Yeah,
time.
that's fair. She's
but
not very
I
good.
Absolutely not a fan of her as being the Black Panther. I don't want to see her in like a Young Avengers. I can't wait.
I would have
till
rather seen M'Baku
the little kid grows
be
up.
Black Panther. If M'Baku could have been Black Panther, I would have fucked with that hard. Because I feel like he holds it down still,
Yeah.
munching his carrot.
I mean, I think they
It would have been
they
cool, but I
implied
don't
that
think
he's
it would
gonna
have
be
made
the
sense.
king.
It would have been
Nah.
hard.
I think they implied that he's gonna be the
Right,
king
yeah.
of Wakanda.
Okay.
Yeah,
I fucks with that
But
too.
she's gonna continue to be Black Panther, or I don't know how that works out. But they definitely implied that M'Baku is
yeah.
gonna be the ruler of Wakanda.
Down with that.
Yeah, so I don't know if that
Be an
means that he
imposing
also.
Black Panther though too.
Oh
Imagine
man,
him in the
that's what I
fucking-
really wanted. I
Bruh.
wanted him to be Black Panther, but
know.
you know, in the comics, Shuri took over, and I really wanted his girl to take over, not Letitia. What's her name? Lupita.
Lupita?
Nwango.
Yeah, I wanted her to take.
Yeah,
I thought she was
Same.
gonna be Black
I would have
Panther.
fucked with that too.
Yeah, that would have been dope. And obviously, she has the skill set to be a dope ass
Fuck
fucking.
yeah. Imagine her with the
Panther.
herbs, son. Like that was
Yeah.
her without the herbs. Like she just fucking shit up
she was
regardless.
nice as
But
fuck.
Snuck
Bruh.
into fucking into their fucking kingdom. It's like, yeah, no one can sneak in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did. So I thought
I thought it was
dope.
interesting
But,
that they didn't call it Atlantis. I always thought he was from Atlantis, but they were using like the official Aztec name, like
yeah,
I
Tukulkan or whatever it was.
Yeah. I think Kukulkan was his name.
That was his name, yeah.
His name, yeah.
No,
It was like something similar, though. It was like,
similar.
it was very similar.
I thought it was
It was with a T, with a T.
Tulakan or something like that.
Talakan or some shit like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think they did that to separate from
DC and
Aquaman.
because they were very similar. I mean, Namor and Aquaman were. I feel like they're interchangeable almost. Bro.
Namor is the original character, and Aquaman was a direct ripoff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was watching something and like Namor came out like 3 years prior to Aquaman or something in the comic book universe.
And again, going back to the Spanish thing, I loved how they like said where he got his name from when it was like Namor.
That was great.
I was like, where are they going with this? Why are they? Why is he telling
Niño
this?
sin amor or
And
something
Niño
like
sin
that.
amor, and he was like, that's where I take my name, Namor. I'm like, yo, I love that. That actually makes so much sense. I love it.
Yeah.
I wish he would have been the Black Panther.
But then again, I
would've
also
been
was
tight.
like, because I think they said it in the movie. Like he tells this whole long story, and then she says something like, "Why are you telling me this?" And in my head, I'm like, "Because he's got to give you exposition. That's the way Ryan Coogler wrote it."
Because we need exposition. She doesn't need shit.
And not only that, I love that they didn't kill him off.
Right.
Because they did
he was
such
so
a
dope.
great
Yeah.
They did such a great job explaining the character.
And wasn't he on the
They
council?
made you feel for him, for sure.
And Doctor Strange?
No.
Multiverse of Madness? He wasn't one of the dudes? Or he was
no,
supposed to
he
be?
wasn't.
There were rumors of Namor being one of the dudes on the council?
Maybe. But he
Black
definitely
Bolt was on there, but
Okay.
so one of the things that I don't understand is they've never, at least I haven't heard of. They didn't explain where in the timeline this exists. So it's confusing. Where did this take place to where T'Challa passes away for a year? All of this happens. And, we have Namor, who becomes, and obviously they knew nothing about
The snap?
No, they didn't. No, they knew nothing about this person
About Namor?
and this.
Nobody did, yeah.
He was hiding. So here's my question. There is, where did this take place? Because there was that one scene in Endgame where they were having a meeting and they were all like, it was Black Widow in the room, and then I forget her name, but.
That wasn't Endgame.
No, in the beginning of the movie, in the beginning of Endgame.
Oh, that was Endgame? I thought that was a post-credit scene for another movie. But I know what you're talking about.
No. They did have a post-credit scene.
And she says something about an earthquake underwater.
Yes, and then she says, yes, we handle it by not handling it.
Right.
As if she, and a lot of people were like, especially like in New Rockstars, they were saying like this had to be, their knowledge of the fact that Namor and they didn't want these people, they didn't want any kind of static with them.
Yeah,
so
I don't think that's what it was though.
Happen.
I think that's the wrong assumption. I think the earthquake was the MIT machine digging for vibranium, and I think her saying we deal with it by not dealing with it is just the Wakandans' apprehension to going out and doing more than they need to. Like they're very enclosed, secretive society, and they're like, we got other shit to worry about. Like that's not really a thing that we need to worry about.
I don't know.
They maybe had
will
mentioned
handle their
something.
shit.
What happened?
It made it feel like there was a little bit more.
It wasn't impacting Wakanda. Like it wasn't doing anything to them. There was just, hey, there's reports of an earthquake under the sea. And she's like, okay, how are you going to handle it? And she's like, we handle it by not handling it. Like we got other shit to deal with. And I think that was way before any of this happened. I don't think it was an acknowledgement of knowing that the Atlanteans are there, or even that that this part had already happened. I don't think they're really connected. Because, I mean, one, Russo brothers wrote that movie before Ryan Coogler even knew what the fuck he was going to do. And two, it didn't really give me that, you know, New Rockstars reads into a lot of extra shit. I love the team over there, but sometimes they be extra assuming a lot of
way
things.
Off, yeah.
Well, they just assume a lot of things based on their in-depth knowledge of the comics, where I'm like, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just really something more throwaway than that. So that's how I saw it. Like I don't think they knew. But to your question, when in the timeline did this happen? I don't know. As far as like the things that we have seen, like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Eternals, when did this happen in that timeline? I don't know. Because there's nothing.
Yeah,
they,
like
they
how far
really
after the snap is
to
this?
themselves?
Like,
yeah,
you know?
I don't know. The only thing we do know is that they had that UN Council meeting, but it was still more about give us access to vibranium. Like it really wasn't because we've got a new threat or because anything. It was just like we need access to vibranium so that we could defend ourselves or something along those lines. So. Yeah, the timeline I think is very fluid. They can place this whenever they want. That was the other, just to quickly jump back, that was the other feeling that I got, and this could absolutely just be me, but one of the things that I didn't necessarily like about it, or I was kind of like pulled away from a little bit, is I was like, if you think about this, and maybe this was Ryan Coogler's intention because of, you know, his history in filmmaking. It was brown on black fighting. Like that's how I felt. You know, like it was just like two minority groups interfighting against each other.
Blue on black.
It was blue on black, yeah. But it was like two minority groups hidden away, interfighting, and that's honestly, it is a representation of true life, of minority groups fucking each other over instead of going after what the real big bad is out there. Is
that white people?
Not white people, but in this case, you know, the government or the Marvel villains that are out there. You know, there's more out there to be concerned about than whether or not, you know, you're gonna be on my side. And the interfighting was just, I was just kind of like, damn, there's nobody else in this movie. Like the whole movie is just Wakandans and the Aztec tribe. Like that's it. It's just these two groups going and fighting against each other the whole time. No team up, no other big bad. Like it's just these two. And it just felt like a little bit of, you know, like the stereotypical black on black crime type shit. Like it was just like, you guys are just like ruining each other. Y'all could be teaming up. But again, that's, I guess, kind of where they were leading towards. And that's what Namor alluded to at the end.
Right. All right. I think that concluded our thoughts on this movie. Do you guys have anything else to add to this stellar conversation?
No.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
There we go.
All right. Guys,
T'Challa
thank you so
forever.
much T'Challa forever for sure. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you made it this far, that means you are truly a fan. You fuck with us, so we fuck with you. Remember to rate, review, subscribe on your favorite podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give us that thumbs up. Let us know how much you like the episode. If you want to cop some merch, please go to insensitivemerch.com. Cop you some gear.
New
Stay
gear
drippy
coming.
and drippy.
New gear coming.
New gear is definitely coming. Remember to stay tuned to us for any updates. Follow us on IG. Peace. We love you guys.
Peace.